Welcome back to the Black Sensei Society, and today we are going to be determining who the most evil anime characters are, and we're going to be ranking them. And I'm dressed for the occasion, of course. So this should be a lot of great conversations. It should be a really good topic, good for our boy Lani, the Mr. Villain himself. But before we get into all the fun stuff, shout out our members: Creative Bobby, Jaden, Sauce, Dan Young, Solo Bob, Solo Boss, and Kent. Y'all been supporting the channel. Y'all could just become a member by going to the YouTube channel. We appreciate y'all. Y'all the ones. And if anytime you become a member, go to our Discord and then let me know so we can give you the membership tag, of course. And if you want to know how to join the Discord, well, join the link and go join the Discord over there. With that said, gentlemen, how y'all doing?
I'm doing great. I've been waiting for this episode. Apparently, according to Ken, Ty's supposed to handle me tonight. I'm just letting y'all know.
For what? Wait, me?
That's what he said. I'm gonna let Ty handle you, Lani.
Handle me for what? Bro, I swear, I be getting thrown in beats I have no idea about, bro.
I'm just letting y'all know. I've been acting up all day. It's villain day. I've been acting up all day. And I'm letting y'all know I'm gonna be gaslighting. I'm gonna be belligerent. I'm gonna be toxic. So y'all in for a ride today. Unless you're named Griffith, you're on Lonnie's team.
I ain't gonna lie. I be getting thrown in beats. Like I remember I'll just be real quick. One of my mutuals used to send my videos about art and writing to other people to argue with them. And apparently I was getting blocked with people. And I talked to one of the people last week and I was like, yeah, I blocked you because this person can't see me. I'm like, yo, why am I in beefs I have no idea about? So whatever this beef is with Lani that I'm unaware of, can I be informed?
Y'all ain't holding me tonight.
You're like Kendrick. You inherit the beef.
Facts.
I don't know what's going on.
Facts. But with that said, there's going to be a lot of great topics. Should be very fun as usual. So with that said, let's start off with the bang, and let's start off with some news.
All right, y'all. For BSS News, I got something special for you guys. Something special. Anime that honestly, anime and manga, I honestly think are it's underrated now for some reason, but some Black Clover news, guys. So Jump Geiga is the magazine that Black Clover got moved to. They basically put out a tweet recently about an update on the manga. And apparently, we don't know for sure, it's rumors, because a lot of the translation, you try to translate Japanese to English, things get lost in translation. But what we have now, some people are saying that Black Clover is going to have its last 2 chapters in that magazine, which could potentially mean a return to Shonen Jump. Again, it's just a rumor, but that's what people are saying. And if that is the case, what do you guys think about that? It returning back to a monthly or maybe even a weekly basis now that it's been gone for almost, it feels like a year. What do you guys think about that? If it were to make a return.
Hurry it up. I'm tired. I'm tired of this. I'm so sorry. The last arc has been low-key booty with the anti-magic shit and the power of friendship bullshit. So I really just need them to wrap it up. I'm sick of the Neverland shit. I'm sick of Asta dealing with the time. I still want to know who his daddy is. Who the hell is his daddy? We still know who Deku's daddy is. Can we at least find out who Asta's daddy is? There's too many deadbeat fathers. Like, for real. We need like these mangakas to talk to a therapist because I'm sick of all these damn people not having no damn dads. But no, they really just need to wrap it up. Because the last chapter that we waited like 5-6 months for was mid, and the one before that was mid. So if they're just gonna keep on sending us mid, I would rather it on a weekly basis so we can just wrap up the story and move on.
Yeah, I'm in the same boat as him. I think this last arc has been like a little bit of a mess as far as it being monthly, not being monthly, the chapters being mid. I am glad it's coming back to Shonen Jump, kind of getting its proper respect. This was once a great series. I would feel it's not bad now, but not at the same level it used to be. I'm glad it's getting its respect, and I'm glad we can finally kind of hope it's going to be finishing for real with it maybe having a faster release date. So I'm pretty excited for it.
When it comes to me and Black Clover, I currently have a hate relationship with Black Clover. And let me tell you why. I have a little context, a little background when it comes to Black Clover. I used to like Black Clover a lot. I was one of those people back in the day when Black Clover initially came out. It started out with hate, saying, yo, this is not Naruto, because that's what they hyped it up as. This ain't Naruto. I'm not feeling it. Then I gave it another chance, watch more than one arc, and I was like, I'm kind of feeling it. It's kind of growing on me. It's really good, of course. And then the pre-time skip happened, going into the post-time skip, and after the pre-time skip, I was saying that Black Clover has the potential to surpass one of the big three if it just keeps on going up. Because the pre-time skip was fire, the Elf arc was fire. And then the final arc happened. The final arc sucks. I'm very clear. It's terrible. I don't like it. And as of right now, I don't know how they're going to redeem themselves in terms of the final arc of Black Clover. So whether it's monthly, whether it's weekly, doesn't really matter to me. It's just time to kind of peel the Band-Aid off. And when it's over, it's over. And hopefully next time when Yuki Tabata gets a chance to make another series, because I'm guessing a lot of it was like the editors being difficult. That's why he changed magazines, that he gets to create the story he wants next time. So with that said, yeah, Black Clover's cooked. Nothing saves him.
When it comes to Black Clover, is there an echo? Oh, never mind, I'm tripping. No, the arc before that also hasn't been animated. To me, it's one of my favorite arcs in New Gen. Like, I love that arc when they're invading the Spade Kingdom and all that. You get to see everyone's power-ups. Asta goes to like the full, like the Unison form. You get to see that Uno fight, his second book, all that. Like, it's one of my favorite New Gen arcs. And then like the drop off from the final arc was so, because the end of that arc was so climactic, and then it just started off kind of like, okay, they're just like popping off right from rip, and it just falls off. And even when you get to like go to like Yami's kingdom and all that stuff, it's still really not, it wasn't really that entertaining. It was just like, okay, like I see where they're going. It felt like a slow burn, which I'm okay with, but then it just didn't lead up to anything. And now we're at the final battles and it's still not shit going on. So yeah, but I also know, like, when it comes to the mangaka, like, he just had a kid recently. He's had health issues. He said multiple times how he wants to focus more on his family. So like, I say let him be a dad like that for a few years, and then he can come back and make some new shit. Because yeah, right now I feel like, not that it's his fault, but ever since being a dad, like you could tell like his focus isn't there. He's talked about his depression more, so his head's just not in the game anymore. So he definitely needs to just step away.
Oh, man, a little depressing, man. Hey, it is what it is, though. But with that said, let's go right into Agenda Hour. New setup. So, we navigating everything over here. We locked in. But with that said, if you guys don't know, you guys can donate to us. We have donation goals. Send a donation, and you guys can get one of these things happening to you. Now, someone sent a donation for us to watch anime and manga. We actually had some recommendations already. I was told to watch Cyberpunk Edge Runners. Random was told to read Lore Olympus. I think Ty was also told to watch Edge Runners. Now, I didn't watch the full Edge Runners. I stopped around episode 6. There's 10 episodes, so I'm almost done, actually. But I stopped, and the reason why I stopped is because David was pissing me off. So I was like, yeah, I'm going to need a break from David for doing something stupid. So I decided to take a little break until I'm okay with his stupidity, and then I'll resume the anime. But overall, obviously, it's really good. Animation really good. Interesting premise. The world is very interesting. And what David goes through is very tough, especially for being a young man. But being a young man doesn't excuse stupidity. But Cyberpunk Edge Runners is good. So, thumbs up. So
Excuses his outfit, though. But the best things for David are in the next 4 episodes. So, like, if you think he's going through a lot now, you in for a whole ride for the next 4 episodes. So it might have been good that you took a break, because you about to get your shit pushed in. I'm gonna pray for you.
Well, it's gonna get worse. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, way worse.
It's gonna get way worse.
Is he just gonna keep on doing stupid shit? Is that what's going on?
I'm not saying that, but I'm just saying his life's about to get way worse.
Oh, I mean, like, yeah, I was sad for him the moment his mom died in the first episode, but that doesn't excuse to be so stupid in episode 6. That doesn't excuse it at all. So
He's a kid.
Nope. Nope, not hearing it. Nope, not hearing that. Hey man, lock in, David. Lock in. How about that? Ty, where you at in Edge Runners? Have you started it?
I'm not gonna lie to you, I completely forgot. But I'm gonna lock in though. I need to lock in. So we're gonna get it on this week. I might watch some in Discord if I decide to watch a Discord. I might watch some episodes. I might watch the end like one of like the last few episodes in Discord.
I don't need to see you, Ty. I don't need to see you cry, Ty. I don't need to see that.
When you get to episode
I'm
7,
not
let me know and then we can watch.
All right, I would say I ain't gonna lie. It takes a lot for me to cry for anime. I've cried a couple times. You know what I'm saying? The soundtrack got to hit just right. I gotta be just emotionally invested in the character for me to cry. But we'll see. We'll see.
What is one anime that you cried at? Just curious.
Let me think. Well, I can tell you a manga, and it's crazy. I was reading Villain Saga. Villain Saga made me tear up, bro. Some of the recent some stuff in the conclusion of one of the recent arcs with one of his characters that he meets, I actually teared up. Right, it was genuine beauty. I was like, wow, this is actually phenomenal.
I know exactly what you're talking about too. Yeah,
I was like, I literally read it, teared up. I was like, man, that was bullshit. Read the next day, teared up because okay, this is peak. I can't help it, bro. I literally tear up every time I read it. It's that good to me. But
yeah, Vinland's like that, and I'm not crip walking, chat. That's not happening. That's not happening at all.
Maybe if you drop like a $20 or $30 super chat, he might.
Maybe if you drop like a $500 super chat, you'll see me dance.
I'm not.
That ain't that. Come on, man.
No,
Now you're doing too much.
Y'all can crip walk. How about that? All right.
We
I
not
think
gonna ride a
the only
tire.
anime I actually cried to was the Bunny Girl Senpai movie, and I will never watch that movie again. But no, Cyberpunk Edge Runners, that last episode, I think I didn't cry, but I took like one of those big breaths where it's just like.
Also, is I consider it anime. Avatar, when Uncle Iroh is visiting his son, that got me. I ain't gonna lie, that got me. With he was visiting Lu Ten at his grave in Ba Sing Se. Yeah, that got me.
Okay. We definitely will probably do a topic in the future regarding like saddest anime moments for sure. I think we gotta talk about that. But Brandon, what you thinking about Lore Olympus?
It's great. It's fantastic. It's absolutely fantastic. I will say this. In the beginning, it's drawn differently than most other, damn near every other story I've ever seen. But I like it. I really like it. And I like the fact that it's kind of dirty. I really like that a lot. It's a really good retelling of like the Greek gods. And I haven't seen somebody write Hades and Persephone, that storyline. Like it's beautiful as somebody who loves to read romances or watches romances a lot on anime. Like it's so well done how they play off each other. And even where I'm at, they've never done anything sexual at all. And it's just great. It's so good. I will say that fuck that grimy purple nigga and everything he about, because that's absolutely I wanted to call Lani and anybody who was in the text chat. Y'all saw me. I was like, Lani, like I can't believe it. And like there's this great sense of happiness when you see the two main characters together, and then like there's just this horrible dread all the time otherwise. And I really like it, and I really think once this gets animated, I'm gonna have some conversations about where it belongs, especially in the slice of life category.
Yeah.
Okay, shout
It's
out. Before you go, we got to answer the question now. $2 super chat. If you send it out, we'll answer the question as soon as we can. We just had to let Brother Random finish his piece, of course. Ken asks, which is written better, One Piece or Attack on Titan? All of us can answer this real quick. Starting off with Santo.
I'm not caught up on One Piece, but I will say I prefer Attack on Titan from beginning to end. Plot twist, climax, side characters. I just enjoy it a lot more. So I'd give my nod to AOT.
For me, this is tough because these are both like my top 2 of my top 5 series of all time. One Piece's writing is so great because of how long of a journey and it is, and you're still enthralled all the time, and then everything connects so seamlessly. with maybe a little hiccups, but it's like 1,000 chapters long. So what you expect? But Attack on Titan is just like complete. I think it's a perfect narrative for what Isayama wanted. Maybe one issue I have, but we don't have to talk about that right now. I'm gonna say, for me, I would see Attack on Titan. But if you say One Piece, I'm not bad at it. What do you think? Mike?
I'm gonna give AOT the nod. I do think a lot of the reason why I think One Piece could be better is, like you said, Riddell, the longevity, the consistency over that length of time. But I feel like if they're like the same length, I think Attack on Titan would be better. So I'm gonna say Attack on Titan.
All right, Ty.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I don't know. I'm gonna say Attack on Titan, but I feel like, and this actually probably gonna be my agenda to do agenda hour. I was gonna say I feel like based on One Piece's ending, the conversation might get real uncomfortable around certain anime if One Piece just sticks to landing. I think it will. I think Oda's that talented of a writer, that skilled of a writer, that it will. I think it might be the most grand fictional story ever. I think it has that type of potential, because to write a story to have like a mystery so compelling as the One Piece, and everyone wants to know what that is. That means you wrote something that the entire world wants to know about. That's insane. So I'm gonna say One Piece. I'm gonna say Attack on Titan just for now.
And Lani.
Because they both bring so many different. They both bring like different elements into like what you appreciate about writing. I'm gonna say, like Ty said, Attack on Titan for now. But I feel like some of the best parts of One Piece are still yet to come. Like once we finally get the answers that we're looking for and stuff like that, like it's gonna clear. It's gonna clear almost everything. So yeah, like it's gonna be better than AOT probably by the end of it. It's gonna be better than the Bible, but better than whatever. All right.
Dang. Yo.
Anyway,
Shout out to Bible.
anyway, yeah, no, it's AOT for now because it's a complete, perfect, beautiful story. So, but One Piece is, I feel, unless Oda fucks it up, it's gonna clear. But if he does fuck it up, then Japan might just be on fire. So, I don't know. No pressure.
Fair. We know Random's not caught up with One Piece. He'll get there. He's almost finished with Naruto, I'm sure, or at the very least did the pre-time skip. Also, something I want to put up on the table, or at the very least,
I just wanted to finish Lore Olympus real quick.
Oh, God.
Because we had the super chat. No, so the reason why I put Random on Lore Olympus because I wanted him to crash out, kind of a payback for last week and the whole funeral. But also to me, it is one of it might be a top 3 romance story that I've read. I don't know where you're at, Random, but like it just keeps on getting better and better and better. The dynamics.
Really it's from the moment they see each other, their dynamic is great. As much as I love Toradora, going through a couple episodes of them just doing the typical tsundere 90s, just hits the person when you get mad, and then the guy who's too sheepish to do anything. Like going through a few of those before the story actually starts. I know I'm not saying this to drag it, but the minute they see each other, the panel, and then everything that happens after that just flows so well. Like
it might be one of the best written relationships that I've ever read, if not the best. Lord, just say you don't like feelings, nigga. But no, the way that they like write the character, write the gods and stuff like that is also really well out. And just for context, because Lore Olympus has been number 1 on Webtoons for a while. Tower God is probably the biggest manhwa ever. So just from a stat standpoint, Tower God has 1.2 billion views on Webtoons.
That's crazy.
Yeah, 1.2 billion views with 3.6 million followers with a 9.9 rating. Lore Olympus, which started around the same time, has 1.4 billion views with 6.5 million followers and a 9.6 rating. So the fact that it's that much bigger, but it doesn't have like the whole manhwa back, because it doesn't get a lot of the manhwa love. It doesn't get recommended with other manhwa and stuff like that. But you see, I literally went to the bookstore yesterday. I saw Chainsaw Man, Lore Olympus, and Attack on Titan all right next to each other. I was just like, what the? I was like, okay. But guess what? Almost everything is sold out for it. Like there's like volume 3 and 6, and then everything else is sold out. Because I was trying to get like volume 7 for my girl, but selling like hotcakes. So if you love good writing, if you love any type of romance, or if you like Greek gods, I definitely suggest you read Lore Olympus because it's one of the best stories out. Period. And it just finished. So
it sounds like a reality TV show, Greek God edition. That's what it sounds like.
It's really not at all. At all.
People love their their drama.
Yeah, I started Lore Olympus, and I shout out to the author. I believe it's a she. She cooked. She cooked.
You think she is she a Korean author?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but
because like there's a lot of Western influences in how she writes. Like
I actually
struggle all the time.
I think she's American. I think.
Shout out to America.
Netflix has the rights to her stuff, so
I'd have to check, but I think she's American.
They if they nail the casting just right, like Persephone struggle with realizing, man, I'm a lower god. Like, what am I trying to do in my life? The first time I've ever been out in the city, and she doesn't know what happened to her, and it bothers me every single chapter.
Yeah, when you realize when she like comes because you're not the part where she realizes what happened to her because there's a situation with like a Griffith situation with her. Mm-hmm. So when she realizes that, and when Hades realizes what happened and finds out, just wait till Hades finds out.
that grimy purple nigga, man. I swear to God. I'm not wearing crazy. Purple. I'm not wearing purple for the foreseeable future because of that shit. That's ridiculous.
All right, but I'm mad J-Rob's not here. But when it comes to I gave Riddell a warning, but I need everybody that's against it. This is Villain Day. I need everyone that's against Aaron. I need an apology. I honestly need an apology. So,
well, before we get there, we still got agenda hour. So
it's an agenda.
I mean, but we still got to finish agenda hour. Then when we get to the topic, you can do what you got to do.
I have a separate agenda, but go ahead.
But speaking of Attack on Titan, I did do a poll. I'll do polls here and there, of course, to see what the wave is from the chat, from the Discord. And I put down, is Mikasa and Eren a bad written relationship or a good written relationship or bad written relationship? Sorry. 60% said yes, it's a bad written relationship. Yo, what is wrong with our community?
What is wrong? That's tough.
What is going on? I think because I've seen this a lot. A lot of people attribute well-written relationship to healthy relationship. And we know that's the case because look at the Toriki family. That shit is toxic, but you want to talk about some gas? Hey, it's gas.
That's exactly the problem, Ty. That's exactly the problem.
It's like that. Like we're judging on like if it's healthy or not. It can be toxic and amazingly written. Most romance, look at most romance stories. Even though I know Attack on Titan romance story, never just be toxic. They be fire. So I mean,
I think people are just really looking for that hand-holding, blush, hug, kiss type thing when it comes to romance and
flowers.
There's more than that to a relationship, and also the question is well written. Like it's well written.
Yeah,
Titan was not going to be that story where you're going to get the blushing and all that. That's not the.
Isayama said y'all were gonna be sad like very early. Yo, this ending's gonna suck. So I don't know what y'all expected. Y'all expected Eren and Mikasa to go happily ever after? Like, what do y'all thought this was, man? Like, I need y'all to lock in.
And he low key did it though, like for like it wasn't real, but
yeah, he gave an alternate plotline.
Because I hear, but he gonna die. He gonna die early anyway.
It's a tragic story.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's definitely well written. And y'all give me. I'm gonna do the stream later. I couldn't do it. I was very busy. I'll try to do it this Saturday. We'll see what the word is, but I did want to get our like summer anime recommendations because that's something we did. We kind of do like this little fantasy draft thing where we pick a summer anime that is that Mars? No way Mars came in here talking mess.
What?
Yo,
this man Mars. Disgusting. L Mars, man. So Santo, can you pull up the summer anime my anime list? So we're basically gonna choose which my anime that's going to be the best new anime of the summer season. We'll do this for each season. It's kind of like a fantasy draft. And the one who has the highest rated gets a reward. We'll figure out what the reward is. Maybe it's monetary. Maybe it's bragging rights. Maybe it's
big booty bitches.
We'll see. You said what?
What?
You said what?
What?
Okay, buddy. All right, let's put this up. All right, so you can we can scroll down. If any of y'all have like an anime y'all want have in mind, we'll scroll down to see where the anime is so we can show it to the people. But does anybody have a selection right off rip?
I got one. It's the Elusive Samurai.
Bro,
Already had Lani apologize to the show because he thought shit was cute.
That was going to be my agenda.
Nope.
I was going to apologize because I was not familiar.
Elusive Samurai, right off rip. It's one of the best-selling series on Shonen Jump. We just don't talk about it. We just don't talk about it.
Low key, that's on y'all because I never read that shit.
I've talked about.
None of y'all been telling me to read it. Now one of y'all been telling me to read it.
I'll say this.
Now one of y'all, not one of y'all.
I will say I've been in the chat and I've heard Radel said about Elusive Samurai.
Yeah,
and I don't.
I never heard Lani. You should check out Elusive Samurai. It's right up your alley because I really got.
My only problem when I try to recommend that, I know at least the people around me, they don't like period set stuff. So for some reason that really turns them off. And I'm like, I think you're just missing a really great story. And why not, touch a little bit of Japanese tradition or history, which I love to learn about. So it's just a great story. It sells like
I gotta be the assassination classroom, and not y'all niggas that tell me.
Yeah, that's
what I swear to God, I said those words verbatim. This is what I feel like I said back in the past. I said that made by the same guy that made Assassination Classroom. I said it's really big. It's gonna get an anime, and I said if you like Kingdom, it's like a toned down version of Kingdom with the war strategies. They're all children though, but it's great. So I'm with Random. Give me Elusive Samurai anime of summer.
Riddell, scroll up.
They got a few sneaker bangers in here, but I think Elusive Samurai should carry the season.
I'm gonna go on a limb and I'm gonna sacrifice. I didn't even see part 1 because I didn't know it had an anime, but I did play the game. I think that Nier Automata anime is gonna be really good. If they give it the same amount of effort they give to the video games as far as music is concerned, the story's always good. If it's a one-to-one anime adaptation, there's no way it's bad. And if it's original, I have a lot of high hopes for it.
Part 1 was very good. The problem is that their Nier Automata story has a lot of branching paths.
It does.
So they chose one, which is somebody at least from when I played the games. I didn't even know you could the person that they chose, you could save them. So I'm very interested in part 2 because they've chosen a choice that I never could have chosen. So that's why, and I think from everything that we've seen and how they made part 1, I have full confidence in them doing very good. I just think Elusive Samurai is just going to be too popular.
Fact.
See,
okay.
I have to be different now since 2 niggas already picked Elusive Samurai. I'm still mad because, I really thought it was gonna be like a slice of life type shit, and then next thing you know, because this is a little kid's the main MC, and then next thing you know, I like blink twice and I see bodies everywhere. I was like, how's that nigga on the roof bleeding out? Why is there 3 heads on one sword? What is happening? And then it's just like, oh, this is heat. This is a Lani show. So I'm still mad at y'all. But since I have to be different, I'm gonna go with Tower of God.
Lonnie, don't you gatekeep your series all the time?
Yeah, but that's my job. That's my job.
But Lonnie, I'm
trying to take my flow.
I've given you a lot of bangers, man.
You have given me bangers.
Tower of God.
So you know what?
You can't pick Tower of God though because you can't do season 2s and everything. I feel like Nier Automata is okay because like a video game, like new.
Well, it was Mystic.
New anime that nobody's really like on right now.
So I can't do Oshinoko because that's probably gonna be highly rated too.
Season 2.
Scroll down a little bit.
And when we get to Let's Get Negative, I'm cooking Oshinoko again. It deserves
you should. Fairy Tail is gonna get taxed. Suicide Squad is not that good. One more. Right there in the middle.
Wistoria?
Yeah, with Storia. So if y'all ever watched Is It Okay to Pick Up Girls in the Dungeon? What, it has like 5 seasons, it's getting a 6. I think the 6 comes out in the fall. The story, it's basically like a Black Clover reskin. The guy he's basically the only warrior in like a magic world. His love interest / best friend is one of the highest, strongest wizards in the world, so he's trying to like reach her level so they can like eventually be together and stuff like that. I was very surprised by the animation. I didn't think that they would go that crazy. The fights are lit. He's basically like a nerdy Asta. And yeah, just it's one of those basic no magic, but I got hand story, and we see that that's successful with Mashal, it's successful with Black Clover. So I think it's just gonna be another one of those bangers.
I read the manga. The manga's good. I really like the manga. Yeah.
How much of a bootleg of Black Clover is it, Random?
I'm not there. I'll probably say like 40%. Like they don't carry books with them, and like they don't have books or anything, but they do have magic. And Lani, since I'm all the way caught up on the manga, at least so far that has been translated, you're gonna be mad when you find out what his power is. That's what I'm gonna tell you. You're gonna be mad when you find out what his power is.
Maybe just go right off the bat. Anti-magic magic right off the bat.
It's not.
Right off the bat. Give it to
It's
him.
not. So I'll say this. So far in the story, even in the manga, they've not introduced anybody, at least on the good side, that has anti-magic. There are some monsters that they fight that magic doesn't apply to them, but they have countermeasures around those monsters. But they're not throwing out anti-magic yet.
All right,
it's a good enough story. It'll probably be like a 7.5 out of 10. Like you're not gonna go wrong with it.
Ty, what's your choice?
Want me to go up or down?
Scroll up again. I thought I heard Lani made How to Pick Up Girls in a Dungeon. I actually watched.
That's next season.
Yeah, that's not.
That's next season.
I would have chose that because that's when shit. Because next season,
I actually was watching. I actually watched like the first few seasons, but I fell off.
You need to go back. Like season 5, your boy's fighting for his life.
Bro, that show was insane.
Yeah, when he fought that Minotaur, that was like one of those. That was a peak fight.
Realistically, all because the Minotaur just wanted his get back. He just wanted a dub.
Bro, I couldn't get past episode 2.
Yeah, there's too much fan service in there for you.
You sound like me.
Thanks.
I ain't gonna lie, I don't know.
Well, I can give you one, Ty, if you need one. And this one I will give you. So scroll all the way up. It's called it's gonna be when the first 3 kind of lines. It's scroll down one more. There you go. The one Isekai Shikaku. It's right there on the left. Scroll up one, Santo. So this one, like it says, it's an isekai, but it's about an author in the 1940s. He kills himself with his girl, and then they get reincarnated into this new place. But the whole time he can't find his girl, so he's just trying to die. But it's a really funny but very I think when a story needs to get serious, it gets very serious because you're basically watching a writer. I'm telling you this right now. The dude's never throwing hands in the story because I'm all the way caught up. He never throws hands, but how he solves problems are very, very interesting, especially with his brain being a writer. I never really see that many isekai protagonists who are like already established in an industry. So this guy was a very well-known writer. It looked like he basically was kind of gaslit by his girl to kill herself, to kill themselves. Basically, but it's a really good story. I feel like I'm not selling it, but check it out. It really started getting very popular last year in the manga streets, from what I was seeing, and a lot of people really starting to get hip to it because I think this should be at least very good, but it's not. I think the summer slate is so weak. That's why I think Elusive Samurai is going to just hold the top spot compared to all the greatness we got last season. But this should be a very good one.
I think
you want to claim that anime. Ty, you want to claim it?
I can claim it.
All right.
It's gonna be good. I would suggest you watch it just so you can see what you think of the main character.
Isekai genre, everything can happen in Isekai.
Everything.
Thanks. Oh, Santo, since you're here, we'll throw you in the pool too. What's
I
a
was
anime you want to choose?
so I was gonna say I think this summer, aside from your elusive samurais, your Tower of God, your fairy tales, it's gonna have a lot of sleepers in this one. And staying on this same row, I was telling the Discord about this one, Failure Frame. Pretty much another isekai. I know like isekai has been like running rampant lately, but I watched the first two episodes, and again, a lot of the things I'm anime only, and it really got me because it's pretty much this guy. There's a classism high school thing. He's the loser or whatnot, and they get teleported into this magical world and stuff like that, and they are giving abilities, and the abilities that he gets is like complete trash in that world. He only can use debuff magic like sleep, paralysis, poison, petrify, and whatnot, and they completely tear him a new one. He's completely awful, he's trash, and they just banish him. And it's pretty much a revenge story, so I'm pretty sure Lani would like this because he completely has a terrible childhood. Dad beats him all the time, he's alone, no friends, he gets bullied. So random, you can
No,
definitely
I'm hip on
get
the
behind
manga.
this.
There's a lot that I read, like that I'm all the way caught up on. That's ironically releasing this summer, so I got a lot to watch for real. But this is also
The animation is a little weird because it goes from the animation goes from 2D to 3D at times. So I mean, I know some people don't really like that, but I think it's well done. So yeah, if you ever have a chance, Failure Frame, go for
Mystic,
it.
to answer your statement. It is kind of, there is some Arifueta to it. I will say that, but it's like, if you ever, it's like Arifueta, Tsukimichi, Moonlit Fantasy, because he's basically trying to kill the goddess of the world. And also the main character, he's very strategic because of his debuff magic. He can't just go around squaring up with everybody. So he sets a lot of traps, things like that. And I've noticed the really good isekais that are coming out now are doing their hardest to differentiate their main character in some type of way. Like Failure Frame is how strategic he is. In the isekai one that's also releasing is just the fact that he's a writer and he can't solve, most of them is like he can't solve problems physically. And the better you can write those, and more those will stand out now, especially with how beaten down the isekai genre is right now.
All right, nice. All right, so we'll save that. We'll get J Robs as well later on, but we'll save that, of course.
Can I say one more? One more.
What's up? Yep.
This is for the slice of life people, and it's already kind of gone viral a couple times. Sometimes Aaliyah hides her feelings in Russian. It's good. It's very good. Basically the main character, regular slice of life guy, and he sits next to the hot girl in class named Aaliyah. She's from Russia, and she likes him, but he doesn't know it. But then she always talks in Russian when she has like, so I think you're so cool when you do this. But the problem is he learned Russian like on a trip abroad. So basically it's kind of like a little bit like Kaguya-sama, but it's way faster, Santo, to say that way. It's way faster to where they get to where they need to go. And I really like the dynamic, and it's been the one slice left to really get a lot of love on TikTok and YouTube Shorts and things like that.
All right, nice. Random, I do want to ask you a question. I didn't let you know beforehand because I want you to give it on top from the top of your head, your opinions regarding the pre-time skip of Naruto. So for us, we want you, or I want you to rank the pre-time skip Naruto arcs from worst to best.
Well, I'll say this. I think I'm one of the few people who really glazes the Land of Waves arc. I think that's one of the strongest first arcs I've ever read. In terms of if you're not taking the prologue out. So I would say Land of Waves, number 1, Chunin Exams, number 2. Quick question.
You're doing best to worst.
Yeah. Like the ones for me personally, just trying to hit like,
yeah, just do best,
number 2.
Best to worst is fine, but Land of Waves 1, okay.
I will say the in between, the little break, is that its own arc? Because I've been curious about that. Do I count that as part of the whole Chunin Exam, or when they take a break for a month?
I think it's a Chunin Exam still.
Mhm.
Or you can say like the training mini arc or whatever.
Yeah.
It's still Chunin. I think it's still the
Yeah.
Chunin exam.
I mean, it's still in the middle of the
I
tuning
agree.
exam. So
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I'll say Sasuke's retrieval arc was great. And then why did they count the part where they go look for Tsunade?
That's an arc.
It's
Yeah.
it's
That's
the
the worst one of the ones. Am I missing one? I feel like I'm missing one.
no, it's just those four.
no, it's
Yeah.
just
Mhm.
Yeah, I really loved that first arc of the story. I love how strategic, and even that little break that they get between the first fight to the second. I don't see that in shonen, where they're like, all right, we got a week to figure this out. You guys got to learn these skills because it's going to be vital for it's like you're beating an Elden Ring boss, you hit a checkpoint, and you're like, all right, I got to go back and train some more because I know to face Melania's second phase, I'm cooked. So I got to go do this. Basically, I really like that, and I'm sad to know that they kind of don't do the hand signs anymore. Like they start getting dumbed down, which I get, but I really like that. Like I loved. It just felt like whenever somebody was making a move in a fight, it had very serious importance, like strategically. That's what I really liked about Naruto fights, and I hope one day Rock Lee Gaara gets a facelift because I see why a lot of people really like it. But when I'm talking about in terms of best fights I've ever seen, I probably don't put it up there, and I'm probably only feeling that way because of its age. Like if you got a facelift, I think it'd be right back up there for me. But it's still a very amazing fight.
Rock Lee vs. Gaara is a nostalgia merchant for sure.
Mhm.
No, the hype is still there, man. I think the choreography is not as dynamic as you would expect, but
for
the
its time,
hype
it
is
was.
undeniable. The hype is undeniable, especially with how they built up Gaara versus how they built up
Mhm.
Rock Lee.
So
No,
how
it's a great fight. It's a great
Yeah.
fight. but
it's absolutely great, but
I don't
It's
think
really it's really timeless, to be honest.
no, it's a great
Wow.
fight. I got.
I was going to ask you guys,
over
you guys watched it while it was happening? How did you guys feel about it? Because I'm
When it was
always never
happening?
not going to have that.
I mean, I read it first, so
I remember watching it on Toonami when it first came out.
I was hype. I was a young man,
Yeah,
so I was really hype. But watching it
Yeah.
now, it's like it's good, but it kind of overrates the whole arc, low key. I'm not gonna lie.
Leon to Rock Lee's one of my favorites. Like I really like his character. I really like Neji a lot as well. Obviously I think one day I'm gonna why have we let Studio Pierrot do this to a character, like to the point where she's this much hated in Sakura? Like I'm not saying she's great, but it really bothers me when I see, because it's very noticeable for me when I read the manga to watching the anime. Like it's so weird that a studio could just do that much harm to a character.
Before we get into that, can you name your order again and then give a reason why it's in the particular order? And the reason why I want you to do it again, because I need you to explain why Sasuke Retrieval is third. So can you do that again? Like explain
Okay,
why
so my four were the Land of Waves, the Chunin Exam, Sasuke Retrieval, and then the Search for Tsunade, because it's just the clear bottom. In terms of how the first Land of Waves arc hit me, the fact that I didn't know Haku, I was like, this could be a very interesting, like, kind of dichotomy for Naruto, and then she turned out to be obviously a guy, and just his relationship with Zabuza, even his end was tragic. Even though I know I make fun of his fit, I just think in terms of all the stories I've read, I haven't had a first arc hit me like that since. And I know this sounds crazy, like Rudy's that Mushoku Tensei first arc. Like I'm talking some of the best arcs, just in terms of establishing how the world works, the fights, the character growth that Naruto goes through. In terms of just trying to make sure he doesn't freeze up in a fight again, the strategic way that they fight. Is it weird that I still think Akashi would have made it out that water prison, or am I just tripping?
I think I don't think he was gonna make it out. Because I think that's why he told him to run. I think it's implied he wasn't gonna make it out.
or maybe not make it out in time to save him.
Because I always thought he could make it out, but he's worried about, obviously they have to protect the builder and the three kids right there. This is their first real fight ever, and legitimately the first thing they see out on a mission is somebody getting murked, is their teacher possibly getting murked. So I just think that was, in terms of the Chunin exams, I think Rock Lee Gaara, I think there's a bunch of really good fights in there. I was gonna ask you guys a lot of questions offline about how the curse mark works, because I'm still kind of confused by how it works, but I really like that kind of power that it has. And in terms of Sasuke retrieval, I'm picking hairs at this point. They're all great. It's just that I don't think the first Naruto Sasuke fight is as good as people told me it was.
What?
Some people told when people say like this is one of the best fights you're ever gonna see, I was like, okay, I already have my bar. My bar is Tengen Gyutaro. I think it's a tier below.
My God.
I think that's an unfair comparison.
That's what they told me.
But
It's gonna be one of the best fights you've ever seen.
I have a question for you, Randall. Are you talking about strictly the choreography? Because if you're talking about that, I agree.
Yeah, that's what
I see what he's saying.
Yeah,
I mean,
like, in terms of how important it was, in terms of narratively wise, it was amazing. But like when somebody's telling me this is about to be the best anime fight,
I see what you're saying.
Yeah,
I'm like, all right, bro. Like,
yeah, but okay, I hear you. Trust me, I do. I hear you. But you have to kind of relative your expectations based off the time when the anime was made. You know what I'm saying?
Was it better than? I think Rock Lee Gara is better than it.
The Naruto.
Like, I don't even think it reached Rock Lee Gara.
I think they're similar level. I don't know, man. Naruto Sasuke was something else, man.
I think that was Sasuke.
No, but
what are we talking about? What's happening?
Hold up, when you're telling me fight,
Lani getting tight.
I'm getting mad. I'm definitely getting mad.
Hold up. When you're telling me like, okay, but I was like, okay, after watching the fight, I was like, I think Rock Lee Gara is still better. They're close, but Rock Lee Gara is still better. I'm not saying it's trash.
What about it makes it better in your opinion? I'm curious.
I think because the thing was I never saw. So when Rock Lee drops the weights, and I'm like, oh, it's real. And also just the fact that I fucking hated Gar at the end of it. Like, you fucking lucky bastard. Like, what's the right? I just think the hype around it, because this is one of those things that people always talk about, even though I've never seen it. I went out of my way to talk about it. And then the character moments in that fight. I think and then also that image of Rock Lee standing up, unconscious. He's like, I'm still ready. And legitimately, the only way it felt like Gar was going to win is going to have to kill him. So,
you know what? I'm not 100% mad at that, because I do think the best like bits of animation and choreography in the Naruto Sasuke fight is when Naruto first goes Nine Tails after Sasuke's with that Chidori, and then Sasuke getting the third Tomo in his eye and reacting to his clones. I think those two sections, but outside of that, it's pretty like it's cool, it's calm. You know what I'm saying? I don't think I can see why you would put like a lot of other anime fights from a choreography perspective over it. I
hope when people say that, like the thing I said about Demon Slayer being the best adaptation, like when I'm talking about best fights, it's obviously there's a part of it that's the money that's put in, which is why when me and Miles watched the Heaven's Feel movie, I legit was like, that Saber Rider fight, Jesus Christ, man. Like, I don't know how you just sit down, you draw that, and you leave like, all right, guys, great work. How do you not retire off that fight? And that's just where I'm hoping that it one day somebody does put the money, give it a facelift, because once it does and let them kind of cook a little bit, I think I'm perfectly okay with putting it up near the best.
Well, before we move on, how did you feel about the Kimimaru and Lee and Gara fight?
Drunken Lee was fire. For sure.
Fire.
I feel like
my problem was, I'll say this: Drunken Lee was fire. The problem was, it felt like a gimmick to me.
It kind of is.
And I get that, but my problem is, I was like, I really like Rock Lee. I really do, and I've really avoided some things, but I'm worried about that they're going to fumble this great character when I start reading Shippuden, when I start reading the second part of the story. Because I've seen what he looks like in Boruto, but that's just not him. Some other people looking kind of shiesty in Boruto from the clips and panels I've seen. So I'm just like,
hater.
The story's so easy for Rock Lee, and I was like, don't make him a joke. Don't give him some Henny, and all of a sudden he starts beating this dude up, because I'm not going to take it seriously. Like, come on, man.
It's drunk kung fu. Like, that's actual kung fu style.
Well, and I love
drunk kung fu.
For somebody that loves period pieces, like, that is a legit.
I mean, there's a guy from Soul Calibur that does drunk kung fu.
Like, was I really supposed to take that fight seriously?
Yes.
Yeah, I took him there. He was whooping that ass.
He was beating his ass.
Orochimaru's original body.
It's an actual fighting style.
I know it's an actual fighting style. I know it is. But like, just like when I saw what Jackie Chan did in his movie, I've always treated it like I've always looked at it as a kind of a gimmick. Like,
Do you
it's
not
just like-
respect the martial art that is?
I
Kung Fu?
do, I do. But first of all,
I don't think
Disrespect.
he does.
I've only ever seen one nigga do it.
Shame on you.
I've only ever seen one nigga do it. His
You
name
ever
is
played
Jackie
Soul Calibur,
Chan.
nigga?
It's only Jackie Chan. I've never seen Donnie Yen open a bottle of Svedka and start getting saucy on
Maybe because
somebody.
they
I've
don't.
never
Maybe
seen that
because
in
they
my
don't
life.
have the skill for it. Maybe they don't have the skill for it.
Mhm.
Facts. And before we go to this question, I do want what this conversation is making me realize, which I knew, but I mean, this just kind of highlights it, is like there's such a difference that you can't recreate the experience of watching Naruto with like no knowledge the first time. And when you're watching it, and that's like goes for everything, like sports, anime, and all that stuff. Because like watching Naruto the first time, we didn't have the background. The internet wasn't a big thing. We weren't getting spoiled. We were just on the Naruto journey. So that's why like the Naruto versus Sasuke part 1 was such a huge moment in the story. This is Naruto and Sasuke. They're really fighting for real. The two main characters of the story. And Sasuke won. He almost killed Naruto. He abandoned him. So I mean that I feel like I understand it. You're kind of looking at it in like the creative point of view, but this is one of those. You gotta be
when you
there.
mentioned impact.
gotta
I
be
can
there.
see why
If
you say
you
that.
talking about,
It
if
was-
it's not impact, then I would say
Yeah,
like
I can see why you say
yeah,
that.
impact. Yeah, 'cause even what that fight did for like, y'all remember like those YouTube AMVs
Yeah.
with the rock music? Like they had like the
Linkin Park.
Dragon-
Linkin Park.
Linkin-
Naruto
Linkin
versus
Park.
Sasuke.
Linkin Park,
you-
numb on everything.
So, yeah, if you want to talk about like
No.
its cultural impact, like most people, the crazy about it is I saw the Naruto vs Sasuke fight before it aired. It's on YouTube. Like it was like probably during the Chunin exams, and I just typed in Naruto on YouTube, and I saw Naruto vs Sasuke, Linkin Park, in the end, random. I was like, wait, Naruto and Sasuke are fighting? I was confused. Me and my brother watched it, right? I see Sasuke grew wings. I was like, Naruto had I was like, what is going on, bro? I was confused. Then when it finally got to that arc, I was like, whoa, I remember watching it like 2 years ago. That's crazy. So yeah, it was fire.
Yeah,
As
facts.
a Naruto lover, like if I was ever like seriously messing with a girl, there was 3 animes like they had to watch: Attack on Titan, Akame ga Kill because it's painful, and Naruto. If I didn't have you, if you're watching this and I didn't have you watch Naruto, you were never it. But moving on. No, when it comes to the Naruto versus Sasuke fight, the accumulation, it was just an accumulation of like everything for me. That's why I have it over the Gaara versus Lee fight, because it just, to me, it meant more. Like Naruto's whole philosophy versus Sasuke's low-key delusion, like that dynamic, and like the dynamic that they had is like why I consider it one of the best fights. Now a lot of people say like the first fight is better than the second fight, and off of emotions and stuff like that, I agree. But in terms of choreography, the last fight that they have is one of the best choreographed fights, I think, in my opinion, because you get to see the
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it.
I'm not spoiling. I'm just saying you get to see the accumulation of everything that their whole journey, both of their journeys. You get to see the whole accumulation of it in that one fight. They literally use everything that they have and everything that they've learned in every aspect. So to me, that's why the second fight's my favorite fight.
Hey, leave Rendell alone.
Is that a bad thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Is that a bad thing?
Maybe not to Jada.
Luis got it. He got it.
Hey, man.
Got it.
Hey, Ken asked the super chat, $2 super chat. You guys can donate, get your questions asked, answered immediately. He said, "What do you guys consider good writing?" That is a big question. And
Go
then
ahead,
we'll okay, W Glaze. We will let Ty. We'll let Ty answer. Now.
Yeah, whatever Ty says is the right answer.
What the hell?
That's right.
Can I just
They
go-
asked it
I'll
all.
get mine out the way?
Hold up.
You're the published author.
Hold up.
They asking everyone a question.
And
Hey, yo.
That's all I'm hearing. That's all. Whatever Toy says.
I don't have these.
Jesus. Hey, man,
Riddell, how
hey,
about this,
Todd, I
Riddell?
wanted you to answer too. I think you're very smart.
Riddell, you can answer first. You
But
can,
do not condone Riddell's actions.
answer first.
No. I wanted one person to answer. I did want it to be you, but I wasn't going like, oh, whatever Todd says is the right answer. Like, oh god,
Nigga, that's not being lazy.
Oh,
That was
was
however the sound
Man,
you made.
Durag
Riddell, I want you to
different
answer
right
Riddell.
now.
No.
Nah, the writer should answer.
Legitimately, I wanted you to answer the
Oh my
question.
god. This is-
I just didn't expect you to get played so much.
Glaze
That guy
so
right.
much. I just said whatever Ty said.
Nah, Lani, that
no,
was
that's
that
not what
was
you
wild.
That's all you
No,
said.
what
so
Riddell
bad,
did was
dude.
wild. What
No.
he did was
You
wild.
said,
Nah, what you did was
I said
crazy.
It's the
No,
right answer
what? That
Nasty
what he
word.
did wasn't crazy.
No,
because it's true. A lot of glaze.
he's
man.
the established
You know
author.
what?
He
You know,
should
fine,
tell us
fine.
what good writing
Fuck what
is.
Ty said. Fuck what Ty said, or fuck what Ty's gonna say.
I
No,
guess,
that's the topic you
I'll
want me to
stop.
be on, right? That's what you want from me, right? That's what you want from me. So fuck whatever Ty said.
Well, you're the
Yo.
villain, right?
So all right, I'll say in the context of manga, using my anime manga, a story that properly follows a 3-act story structure and a story that has consistency as far as characters, themes, and narrative. Typically, if you have those 4 things, you're going to have a good story.
Yeah. So my answer is drugs, big booty bitches, and goth chicks. Because that you want because Riddell wants an answer from me, so I have to give my own genuine answer.
I didn't.
So murder, drugs, goth bitches, and big titties. That's what we want, and harems. That's what you want. That's what you want. I'm giving you what you want, Riddell. Are you happy?
I like that on my music. I don't know about my
Hey,
stories.
Santo, can you pull up that clip? We were at to that clip, and then we'll move on to Let's Get Negative.
Yeah, just pull it up. It's sharing.
All right, bet.
Oh God, hell. Okay.
Pause it. Start it over. So we got a clip and something we'll do on Agenda Hour. We'll pull up some clips from like content creators or whatever, see what they got to say, and let's see what our thoughts are. We're at to a little bit, but yeah, play it from the start.
Are you not hot in that?
I like the heat. I'm from Hawaii, man.
Yeah, the bubble coat is crazy. I know you hot in that bubble coat, bro.
I'm chilling, man.
It is July.
I'm chilling, bro.
All right, here we go.
Chopper.
Oh God, hell. Okay.
Chopper. Outside of Luffy, we're going to exclude Luffy. Okay. We're just going with all the subordinates. Chopper is the 4th strongest straw.
Ho. 4th strongest.
So, gents, thoughts?
That nigga lost his damn mind.
He is at. So if we go through it, we obviously know he's not stronger than Zoro, Sanji, or Jinbei. We can just take those 3 out. So that's only 1 more spot left. Is he stronger than?
Is he stronger than Robin?
I don't think so. Is he?
I don't
Stronger?
think so. Is he beating Brook in a fight? I don't think he beats Brook in a
I
fight.
think the only straw hats that I can say he's more powerful than, like I'm pretty certain, is Nami and Usopp.
Usopp. That's it.
So like he is at best, excluding Luffy, number 4. But I'm not putting over Frankie. I'm not putting him over, like, I don't know. It's really, I have a question. Out of Frankie, Brook, Nami, Usopp, Chopper, where do y'all rank those 5?
In terms of strength?
In terms of strength.
Say it one more time. Well,
So-
you said Nami, Usopp, Frankie, Chopper, Usopp.
And yes, those 5.
I think I have, because based off of the Wano, because Nami still has the cloud, right? She still has Big
He
Mom's
still got
cloud.
Zeus, yeah.
So I have her over Usopp. So I think Usopp's last to me. I think with the cloud and her IQ, I think in a fight she probably could beat Chopper. I think it's close. I think that they're probably like almost dead even in terms of like what they can do. It could go either way to me, but I would go in terms of weakest to strongest. I would go Usopp, Chopper, Nami, Brook, Frankie, Robin, Sanji, Zoro, Luffy.
What about Jinbei?
I got Jinbei.
I forgot Jinbei.
Top 3 or top 4.
Jinbei's either before or after Robin, because I think the new move that she used, like the Devil Robin, I think that's pretty strong. So I don't know if Jinbei has something that can overpower that.
Yeah.
So, and to be fair to the guy, right? We don't know his context. We don't know like what his argument is, but I can guess it, right? The guess is Monster Point. That's the only argument, really. Chopper with Monster Point. How strong is he? I'm not gonna lie. I feel like you can make an argument on who Chopper would be fourth with Monster Point. I mean, it's not unless you're giving Frankie his mech, but I don't think you can. But maybe you want to. I don't know. That's a different conversation. But I feel like Chopper with Monster Point. He's an absolute beast. He's freaking huge. He has control. Yeah, you can take on Nami. He can take a little hits from Zeus. I think he'll be fine. I think saying Chopper's 4 stronger because of Monster Point, excluding Luffy, is not a crazy take.
No,
You think he's stronger than Jinbei?
But we have Jinbei, Zoro, Sanji 3, and then Chopper 4.
I think Robin's stronger though.
Yeah, I think Robin is stronger, but
I think
You
Brooke
think her like devil form could take on Monster Point?
Yeah, with her armament hockey and everything. Yeah, I do.
Does Chopper have any forms of hockey?
We don't know. But
we don't. But so when I just finished rewatching One Piece. The only thing that kind of has me, I still think he's part of the weaker group of the Straw Hats, but he actually fared pretty well against King, Queen, not King.
I think he
yeah.
fought.
No, it was Queen. It was Queen and Peril Sparrow. They kind of double teamed him at the same time, and he was stalling until eventually Marco and then Zoro and Sanji came later. And he did decently well fighting 2 pretty strong members of both the Big Mom Pirates and the Beast Pirates at the same time. And I don't think that's something that Brooke or Frankie, maybe Frankie, but I don't think Brooke, Nami, or Usopp could replicate something like that, because he actually did fight Queen for a pretty decently long time. But as far as like being stronger than Robin and Jinbei and all of them, hell no.
So the real question is, who's strong between Chopper and Robin? That's what the conversation is coming down to.
I have Robin over Chopper easily.
I got Robin.
But what form was he when he fought Queen? I don't remember.
Monster and human.
Yeah, he was a monster point. I remember that.
Because I don't. It's been a while, man. I see a lot of different things. So how did the confrontation between Monster and Queen go? Like, was it okay? I'm stalling you, and then Queen eventually got the edge after like distracting. Like, what was like the confrontation between the two?
So they were actually going blow for a pretty long time, and then Peril Sparrow kind of showed up and kind of turned the odds against him, and he switched forms in order to have more maneuverability. So he went into human form, and he was kind of just tanking all of those arrows. Like Peril Sparrow has it's like a candy fruit.
Yeah.
He's shooting arrows made out of candy, and he was kind of tanking those and stalling for a really, really long time in his human form. So at least he wasn't doing much damage to Queen on the part of him being the ancient zone and all of that. But just the ability to stall and be able to take a lot of hits, I do put a lot of credence into that, because I don't think some of the other Straw Hats could do that.
So it was a stalemate in Monster. I mean,
it wasn't a stalemate. It wasn't.
He wasn't doing damage.
Okay, you said they were going blow for blow, and nothing was happening until Peril Sparrow showed up.
Well, no. They were going blow for blow. Queen was whooping his ass, but Chopper wasn't going down. I should have prefaced it like that. They were going blow for blow, though.
And if we thought, okay, we throw in Robin there, what we think is happening?
I mean, I don't think either one of them can beat Queen. I'm not going.
I feel like Queen is getting Robin out of here immediately.
Not
immediately. All right, respect Robin. Respect Robin.
I mean, Robin doesn't portray herself as like a fighter.
But anybody will have decent hockey, and her hockey to me is more than half decent. I think she could last. She could do pretty much the same thing Chopper was doing.
All right, fair enough, man. Fair enough. Shout out Trendy. We got another new member.
Let's go.
Also, Robin, she watched her fight. She low-key washed Black Maria. If it wasn't for the illusions and playing with her mind, that would have been a wash.
I feel like low-key Nami with Zeus could wash Black Maria.
Fuck no.
Man, yeah, that lightning is good enough, man.
Man, that one lightning don't hit, Nami scared.
Oh, for sure, it's cooked. But hey,
it don't work. She's scared. It's over
we're here,
with.
bro. We're here. All right. Well, with that said, gentlemen and ladies, we are going right into the segment that is hosted by Jira, but he's not here, so we'll get negative without him.
Who's going first?
Well, I think I'm the only one who wants to get negative today.
Oh, I want to get negative too, but you go. Go
Okay,
ahead.
you want to get all right. So we'll both get negative, but my thing will be short and to the point, of course. Let's see. We put me up here. Yeah. All right. So y'all might be wondering why am I getting negative? You know what I'm saying? Is just the outfit that's making me feel very angry today? You know, it's not that simple, ladies and gentlemen, because as you guys can see from the summer anime, my anime list, there's a new anime that's coming out, Oshinoko season 2, and I have a lot of beef with Oshinoko. Crazy thing is, I watched season 1. I actually enjoyed it. I enjoyed for what it was, man. I'm not a big, emotional slice of life, but I appreciate, interesting stories. They have this mystery, someone died. We got music. I always like music. I'm a big music guy. So Oshinoko season 1 moved me. I was enjoying what I was seeing. I was kind of see what the ride is. Then I was scrolling through social media, ladies and gentlemen, and when I was scrolling through social media, I came across a panel from Oshinoko. What happened in that panel? Well, the brother Aqua, his sister Ruby, kissed him. Like, what are we doing? What are we doing? Why are we setting up a brother-sister romance in the series? I don't see any need for it. It's weird. It's disgusting. And because of that, Oshinoko deserves no clout. And I don't believe in cancel culture, but I believe in shame culture. It should be shamed and ridiculed because Oshinoko doesn't deserve a season 3, season 4. But if it does, shame on him because that's disgusting. That's absolutely disgusting. So Oshinoko, you're on my fried list, man. Shaking my head.
Everybody on the panel? Shame on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Shame.
No, we didn't do that right, bro.
We
we'll
did
get
it, but
right.
we gonna take it.
You ain't shaming Oshinoko?
No, I said we didn't do it right. That's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
No, I know. I was like, yeah, no, we didn't do it like on the count.
Facts. Hey, we need to lock in. Next time we got it. All right. Well, chat, y'all can shame it in the chat too. So, see what Lani got.
Okay. So, we've had this discussion before. Last week or this week, twice or 2 or 3 times scrolling on TikTok. This is how you know AOT is probably like one of the greatest because people are still talking about it. I see a few I saw 2 to 5, more like 3 to 5 different lives about people talking about Aaron's decision. And today's villain day, and so I'm tired of all these soft ass niggas. I really am. So I've said it before, and this is just my view on it. It's the opposite of the Itachi situation to me. You can say whatever you want, but if it's your family versus the world, and you choose the world over your family, you're either don't care about your family like that, or you're a hoe. That's just my opinion. My opinion is not fact, but at the end of the day, that is what it is. To me, it goes like this. If you say, hey, I'm gonna fuck you up, and then I fuck you up, am I totally in the wrong? Yeah, but you started the shit. If the world declared war on my family, and I fucked up 80% of the world, to me, that's a mercy, because you would go wipe out my whole family. That's 100%. I only did 80. So really, you should say thank you. To me, you should say thank you. So I really feel like, Aaron low-key gave him grace. Aaron low-key gave him grace because he only took out 80% of them niggas. He really should have took out 100%. Because that really is solving the problem. in my opinion. When people say, "Oh, there was another way," but they don't actually have a tangible way. That's not how real life works. If this is a math problem, forget the whole genocide, killings. If this is math, and this is a hard math equation, and I say, "Hey, I solved the equation. It's this way," and you go, "Yeah, I don't like that answer. There has to be another one." "Oh, do you have another solution to solve this equation?" "No, but I'm sure it's out there." Guess what? You're a fucking dumbass to me. So if you don't have an actual solution and you just say there's another way, you're just wrong and you're just in your feelings. If my family is in danger and you declare war on my family and I take you out, I'm not the evil person. You started the shit. I was minding my business. Aaron and his family, they were chilling on the island. They were minding their business. They declared war on him. And guess what? He took out 80% of them. That's fact. I don't care what you say. I don't care. "Oh, this is wrong." Guess what? Both sides are wrong, but technically Aaron was nice about it. Because he really should have crip walked on them niggas. That's why if I was Aaron, that's why I would have been crip walking instead of just doing a little basic. I would have been crip walking on them the whole time. So y'all
Right now.
"Oh, Aaron's evil. Oh, Aaron's wrong. He did this and that." You're in your feelings, and maybe you don't care about your family like that. Maybe you're just a little bit too sensitive. Maybe you don't understand how the real world works. That's just my opinion, but I'm morally great anyway. But yeah, that's what I'm negative about, because I'm tired of people just hating on Aaron when Aaron didn't start the shit. He finished the shit though, and that's what y'all mad about. And if you were in his position, I'm gonna say, if you're my friend, if you're in Aaron's position, and I'm one of your friends, I'm just assuming that I'm cooked, because you don't got the guts to do what you got to do. Cry about it to your mama.
Damn.
I just want to tell Lani that he cooked a 5-star meal because no, hold on a second, not all of it. Some of it was kind of crazy. So like, being hoes. So let me clarify. Some of that was crazy, but straight up, when people say that Aaron, should have done it, but they can't provide a solution because they were going to wipe out parodies, irregardless.
They were going to commit genocide. They were going to commit genocide.
Whether Aaron decided to do it or not do it, they were going to eradicate the people on parodies, right? And it's just weird to me that people expect Aaron. We only use the access of oppressed groups to not retaliate. And honestly, none of this happens because, again, people want to say that, oh, the LDS did this first. Well, the LDS on parodies have no knowledge of what's going on. If they just leave them alone, the Attack on Titan story doesn't even start. We don't even get the story. If they just leave these people on an island, the king took his people, left. They were not aggressive. If you don't attack them, nothing happens. Like nothing. Nothing happens. They just stay inside the walls, live their life. That's it. Maybe you have some scouts go out trying to fight Titans and get killed. Maybe. Who knows? But leave them alone. Nothing happens. But they wanted resources on the parodies. They were scared. They used propaganda to manipulate the world, and they got a clapback. It's cool when they do it. It's probably we do it. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Don't start shit. There won't be no shit. That is what it is. But like I said, it's like a math problem. If I have a solution to a problem and you don't have the solution to the problem, you can't tell me that I'm wrong. That's just math. But if you don't actually have, if I say this plus this equals this, and you're like, no, I don't think so. I don't like that answer. Oh, do you have the right answer? No, but I'm sure there's an answer out there. I checked out. Here's a list of equations that I tried. This is the only one that works. I'm sure there's another one out there. There has to be another way.
I will say this. Aaron was wrong from the standpoint of he was wrong for the
committed an evil act, but he wasn't wrong.
He did. But I think that's him being wrong is because he did an evil act. However, it wasn't self-defense. And again, none of this happens if they just leave parodies alone. So the lesson on minding your business, man. The life lesson.
Fair enough. Can't really deny that. Shout out Aaron. Team Jaeger is out here. You know what I'm saying? With that said, we talked about doing evil acts. We talked a lot about it. So let's really talk about what true evil means. Let's get into our main topic and discuss the evil anime characters. All right. So let's dive right into it. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So basically, what we're doing today is we're going to rank the most evil anime characters of all time. Now, to determine the 10 characters we're going to be ranking, we actually did a survey in our Discord, which you can join by going to our link tree. And we had y'all pick some and then narrowed it down. And now we have 10 characters, and we're going to be debating who's the most evil versus who's the least evil. So let's dive right into it.
So do I still have to give my evil criteria or no?
Evil criteria. I mean, you can.
No, I mean that can. We'll just do it by here.
All right,
Okay.
I have a question. You know, like go one by one, and then I'll let you explain it.
So yeah, Santos should be showing us like all the characters. If you don't have them, I'll just name them. But oh yeah, there's all the characters. These are the characters that we were told to rank on this evil list. So these are all the characters, and then we can debate who's 1, who's 10, all that stuff. So I guess we could really start. We can kind of order it however we feel like it. You know, that's we have to come to a consensus. But from this list, who's the most evil?
Number 1 for me.
Wait, who's bottom? Who's the second bottom right? I can't.
I don't know who that is.
Oh,
Maiden
Abyss.
Oh, Bone Druid from Maiden Abyss. If you see Maiden Abyss, Bone Druid is a scumbag. Just to let you know, he experiments on kids.
Oh,
Like brutal experiments on kids.
I have a question for y'all. Are y'all rating this on who did the most evil act, or who is like just the most evil?
Who's the most evil? Because that's different.
I'm about to say you can be more evil than someone, but not have done something as quote unquote evil. But
I agree. So it depends on their reasoning. It depends on what they're trying to achieve and what they're willing to do to achieve what they want to achieve. So, yeah, I mean that's all a part of the conversation.
I think my top 2 are Johan and Frieza at number 1. This like the reason why I think Johan is literally like the embodiment of evil. Like people try to say that like Griffith's more evil, and I don't think so. We see Griffith have weak spots for people like Guts. Whether now is Griffith evil, obviously, but that was one person that can make him vulnerable and make him feel emotions that were outside of that. Johan is literally evil incarnate. This man made kids
so beautiful
jump off. He convinced children to jump off buildings and convinced them that they would become reborn. And then obviously Frieza has genocided multiple races. Like that's just kind of like his day-to-day job is genocide. Like he wakes up and again commits genocide. Like I don't really in the scale of Frieza's evil acts, I don't even see how any of these guys even compare. Frieza's daily job is genocide. Like he destroyed the Saiyans because he wanted to. He's like, you guys y'all might rise up against me one day. I'm gonna kill y'all. Like his daily job is genocide. I don't see how Frieza isn't 1. But
I put Johan 1 because he is evil incarnate, and Frieza is definitely in the top 2 or 3 for me, and not that he's not evil. When it comes to Frieza, I feel like he has just more weak points. Like he has like more frail. He's more frail mentally than Johan is. I don't think Johan has ever doubted himself once since he's like came out the womb in terms of like his acts and his evil intentions. He like you said, he's just evil incarnate, and like the reason why, if you want to say scale, like he's not in the position to be on the same scale as Frieza. He doesn't have the power to just blow up planets. If he was in this same, if he did have Frieza's powers, it would be the same, if not worse, in my opinion. But when it comes to, I think like Frieza, his evil acts is more just because like he has the power to do it, not necessarily the skill. Because like we see, like, eventually when he finally starts training, we see like, oh, like this is what he can really do. But Johan, like just the way that he can manipulate people, the way that he can just do what he basically can. He feels like he's a god because in almost every aspect mentally, he kind of is one. The way that he can just manipulate and overpower people without having to touch them, like the way that he can just move people like their chess pieces. To me, it's one of the most beautiful things I've ever seen. It's really well done. It's really well done.
I think Frieza does this. I'm gonna say it's one of the let's go. I think Frieza does the same thing. And you see, bro, I don't think that Frieza having weaknesses makes him less evil. And I would argue his weaknesses makes him do more evil acts. Frieza's fear of the Saiyans made him murder them. Like his fear, his weaknesses encourages a lot of his evil actions. If you ask me, like most of the things that he, like his insecurities, the things he's unsure. Like I don't really think there's many things he's unsure of because he has unrivaled power. Like he was sure he was more powerful than the Saiyans, but he said, you know what? Y'all might be more strong. Y'all might be stronger than me, so I'm gonna get rid of y'all.
Yeah,
And
I think the difference with him and
a
Johan.
and a lot of Frieza's acts are him manipulating people. Like, for example, when he was talking to Zarbon about how he lost Vegeta, he literally they would murder people. He uses intimidation factor a lot with a lot of the characters he interacts with, which I think is taking basically making sure their last moments are as terrified as possible. Like to me, that is I feel like that's just more evil to me. Like, it's not that he's just killing these people; he's ensuring their final most. Like, for example, like Johan is manipulating them, making them feel good about themselves. Frieza just literally is like telling him straight for who he is, what he's about, and you're going to be terrified before your demise. I don't know.
Yeah,
So
I think real quick, I think the biggest difference is that like some of his actions are because of reasons. Like Frieza has like some reasons to do these violent acts. Johan, for a lot of his actions, he doesn't. He just does it just because he can. He does it because he feels like it. It's not out of like necessity or need. He does evil acts for the sake of doing the evil acts. Like Frieza, yeah, he does terrorize people, but I feel like it's worse to like put someone on a roller coaster for the sake of just putting them on a roller coaster. Make sure that they have these super high moments just so I can rip it all away from them. Make sure like they see things in a certain light just so I can make them like basically crash into it. Like he takes pleasure in like the torture, he takes pleasure in the chase. Frieza, like, yeah, he not that he doesn't, but like Frieza has like reasons and like logical thinking for why he does these things. Johan just does it for the sake of doing it. That's why I feel like that's just pure evil. Like he's just doing it because he can. Like Frieza would step on a bunch of ants because like they're bugging him or they're all over they might be all over like his water bottle or something. Johan would just be stepping on ants for the sake of stepping on ants. That's to me is the difference.
Miles, did you want to go up?
Yeah, so I don't really disagree with the Johan. I think that's a pretty straightforward number one. I do have a little bit of a problem with Frieza. I think because maybe I just value the more personal, psychological aspect of evil a little bit more than Frieza's aspect. When I see Frieza, I kind of think of him as like a warmonger, and like an empirical tyrant. So yeah, it's bad that he's going around genociding people, destroying their entire planet, wiping them off the map. But there's just something a lot there's to me there's something a lot more sinister when you're manipulating people, playing with their mind, developing personal connections with them, and then doing the inverse and showing them your true colors and kind of being evil in that regard. So I'd kind of put him even below Griffith as well. I just see him as a tyrant. He's here to conquer the world. And unfortunately he has the power to do so. It could just maybe be I value, that differently than you guys, but I do agree that Frieza's evil, he's racist, all of these things, but to me, a tyrant is always going to be higher or lower on the totem pole rather than someone who is like a psychological like villain.
So there's a lot to that. I won't go too deep into it because we can I'm deep into the psychological aspect of things. But to kind of simplify my explanation on why I would pick Johan is that from what I've seen, to be fair, I mean, Ty, you can correct me if I'm wrong because Monster is something I only have like not too much knowledge. I've read a bit of it, but I haven't read the full thing or watched the full thing. So this is some stuff that I know from like circumstantial evidence. But from what I know about Johan, he's a person that obviously manipulates people. He's a person who has absolutely no emotions. He does things because he can, from what I can tell. And at the very least, I can see that he doesn't have any compassion. He doesn't have any love, from what I know of. Whereas Frieza, at the bare minimum, he loves his dad. At the bare minimum, he has a little friendly relationship with his dad. So, when you can there's a certain level of reasoning you can, if there is some compassion in the character. It can be small, sure, but if there's some compassion, there could be some type of reasoning that goes with them, at the very least playing into, the things that they care about. Whereas, like, I don't think you could do that with a Johan. I don't think there's any reasoning. He'll do what he has to do, and if he can't do what he got to do anymore, then it is what it is. He's done doing what he got to do. So I think Johan is pretty much a black hole of emotions. So that's why I would say Johan, from what I know, would be number one.
I actually think that he has no emotion towards his dad, Frieza, because a lot of the culture around the Saiyans is in Dragon Balls consistently compared to Frieza, and we know how a lot of Saiyans feel about each other. That's why people are like, "Oh, why does Vegeta wish back the Saiyans?" He don't give a damn about them. Like when he heard his planet was going, he's like, "Oh, anyways." When Radix died, Radix thought they were wishing back to life, and then Vegeta just like, "Why do I wish Radix back to life?" Like they don't care. Like they genuinely do not care about each other. And if we know that if the culture of the Saiyans was compared to Frieza, we would know that Frieza also doesn't care. The fact that Trunks killed Frieza, and then King Cole was trying to strike a deal, like, oh shoot, like he didn't care that Frieza died. Like he just didn't care. He was not.
He was trying to get out of there.
He was not moved that Frieza died, so we know that they don't really have a connection, especially if we're comparing their relationship to that of the Saiyans. Like the fact that Bardock cared for Goku was rare. They're like, that y'all usually don't care for y'all family members. So I don't actually think he has no love for his father.
I can't say that for certainty, because yes, I agree that King Cold, after Frieza died, he tried to get out of the situation, because obviously he knew at that moment in time that he was completely outmatched. But to be honest, we don't know. But I feel like in the situation, he would have gotten out of it, but he would want revenge that someone killed his son. So that shows a level of care at the end of the day. But I mean, all these guys are evil, so it's not like care in the traditional sense. But if there's even a small hint,
but he didn't want revenge for his son, though.
We wouldn't know that, because in that situation, he tried to get out of fighting.
But I think that's where we have to lean on like how they're characterized, and they're characterized to be like Saiyans who don't care for their family members.
I only could go based on what I've seen from both of them when they interacted with one another. To be honest,
what was their interaction?
I mean, they're very friendly. Obviously, they obviously had a goal. The only reason why they went there is because Frieza wanted him to go there. He went out of way to revive his son in the first place. So I think from everything we've seen from those two, it's really hard to say either way, to be honest, because it's very limited interaction. But it's hard to say he didn't want revenge, because I do think his foremost thought there was to survive. But to say that later on down the line, when he rejuvenated his troops and increased his power, maybe even brought in Cooler, that he wouldn't want to get revenge on Trunks later on.
But I'm sorry.
Oh, go ahead, Santo.
No, I was gonna say, like, in terms of Frieza caring for his dad in the Beast Gohan movie, when they revived Frieza, they offered to revive his dad, and he was like, you know what, nah, just he completely discarded him. So I don't think there's very much an emotional connection to him. He didn't care.
Not only that, is that every time he talks about getting like revenge on Goku and the Saiyans, it is just, you beat me. It's not, you beat my dad. Like there's like, again, if we're leaning on how they're characterized and then lean on his interactions, he doesn't give a fuck about King Cold. Like he just
afterthought.
He is an afterthought. The point is, there has to be a thought. And at the end of the day, I don't even remember the clip you were referring to, Sancho, to be honest, that situation. But the point is not to get bent on the care in a traditional sense. It's to differentiate the care versus Johan, who has no care absolutely, and has shown he has no care absolutely. He has no loved ones. He doesn't care about anybody. So
Frieza doesn't have
I only can go based on what I've seen in that situation from their relationship.
Them interacting doesn't equal their loved ones. They just interact, but they're not.
But I only can go based on what they've shown to each other. That's more than I've seen from Johan.
They felt like coworkers to me than father and son.
I don't think they showed any level of affection
they showed
towards each other.
Absolutely nothing. And the fact that Frieza never mentions King Cole, the fact that, again, they compare the relationship that Frieza has, the Saiyans to Frieza. We're to, like, Toriyama's not doing that just because he's trying to make connection. That these groups of people think exactly the same. And we know that Saiyans do not value familiar relationships. So to say that I think that's subtext. I think like that's.
I have a question for Random and Ty, because I don't know Dragon Ball as well as y'all do. Because doesn't King Cold also have like his own empire and stuff like that, and like also like what Cooler? Didn't like they also?
Well, we don't know if Cooler's canon.
Yeah, I don't think he's not.
He's not canon.
As well, like right now, didn't like he also didn't like basically wasn't Frieza basically like raised under Cooler, who was also a tyrant and stuff like that. So to me, it's kind of like
King Cold retired early so he could give his son the empire. So to the best of my knowledge, Cooler's just chilling somewhere, and then all of a sudden, he finds out that his son was seriously hurt. They go get him. They give him the metal or the cyborg upgrades, and then they go to get revenge. But I legitimately just think they were just doing that because Frieza wanted to do it. Well, like even how they interact.
Yeah, because that kind of like I think that kind of helps Johan's case because like Frieza was raised by another evil. Johan was raised by a normal family, and he killed his whole family just cause. Like Frieza was like bred and like nurtured and taught under evil, like an evil person against another tyrant. So like he had something to like he had like a blueprint to follow in terms of like his actions. Not that excuses his actions, but I'm saying like he had like a line of like, okay, this is like what my dad does. This is how he approaches situations. This is why he blows up planets. Johan was just born, normal family, and decided, hey, I'm gonna kill them just to see what happens, basically. So it's like Johan kind of, like I said, like Johan comes from like a normal place, but is pure evil. But Frieza, who's also pure evil, comes from an evil place. That's another reason why I kind of have Johan above him.
The tough part about Frieza's upbringing is that we don't really have a lot of canon information. Ty.
Yeah.
So we can only go on what we know. Like hell, you've learned more about how his race functions from the Xenoverse video games than you have from actual lore.
Yeah, because I went back to double check because one of the biggest reasons they wanted to go to Earth was to get Frieza and all that because they were like, wait, somebody killed Frieza? Like they were scared. It wasn't like let me help my son. It was like let's kill this Super Saiyan.
They were scared, so they go to the person that killed. What?
Well, they thought Goku was dead. I thought he was coming to Earth just to destroy the planet.
They were coming to Earth because they wanted to find Goku, and also Frieza thought he was more powerful now. They thought, but he was wrong, obviously. And then also,
so he came here because of Frieza.
No, he came there because he didn't want Goku to kill. Like they said, the Super Saiyan. They killed the Super Saiyan.
He wanted to kill. I mean, this is
he said we have to be the most. I can't let anyone be more powerful than us. Like that's what he's saying. I don't want to like. If this dude has a power to potentially kill Frieza, that he would. How would I then still be a ruler?
Yeah,
it's not
more of a self-preservation thing.
Yeah, exactly.
I think if Frieza didn't want to go and kill him, they wouldn't have won.
No, but King Cole said I can't allow him to be stronger. So it wasn't like
he's a clear threat. He's a clear threat to their rule in the galaxy.
I can't allow this. It's not a Frieza wants to go and let me help my son. It's like, nah, this really find the Super Saiyan and kill him.
No, I know it's a part of a lot of. It's not a 1-to-1 where it's like, oh yeah, I think he only wants to go there. Of course, he wants to kill him too. He wants to kill the guy that is stronger than his son. Of course, all of those factors too. But the only reason why I brought it up is because we're kind of splitting hairs. And I mean, when it comes down to Johan and what I perceive from him, I think there's a hole. I think there's no love and no afterthought to anybody, or there's no thought to anybody in terms of being a loved one. Whereas from everything I'm seeing from DBZ, there's really nothing to say either way. There could be at least a thought. It's like, oh, I care a little bit that my dad died.
You're making that up though.
There's no way to prove either way.
No. Is there to prove that he's not doing it for his son? He's doing it because he doesn't want people to be more powerful.
I think his actions
immediately after. I'm saying that there's proof to that. He wanted to do it because he didn't want people to be more powerful than him. That's what he literally said.
Him reviving his son. Why do you revive his son?
Because his son wasn't dead. I'll read it out to you. Frieza said, "With the two of us, it will be no trouble." They thought that the two of them could take the Super Saiyan down.
Yeah, I know. Frieza wanted to take out Goku. I get it.
King Cole also wanted to do it because he didn't want the Super Saiyan.
I
2
know.
to
I
be-
also said that it could be both things. Like I said
No,
that as well.
but it's-
Why
doing-
did why? Okay, see, I don't know why we're going to. I said it's a moot point. We could move on. But why does now we're here? Why did King Cole revive Frieza?
Well,
so
Frieza
that
wasn't dead.
So
He
can-
didn't
so he can have-
revive. He wasn't dead though.
Wasn't
Why
dead.
didn't
he
he just leave him
he
there?
wasn't dead,
Why
but-
did he just leave him there?
because
He doesn't care about him, so he should have just left him there.
because Frieza
No,
said-
because
wait,
he
no,
realized.
because- wait,
Never mind.
because the
Never
super
mind.
because if the Super Saiyan killed, well, in their minds, let's say defeated Frieza. So he said the two of us, they believe they were necessary to beat Goku.
But did King Cole know about the Super Saiyan before Frieza?
Before no, wait, why would you know about?
No. Why would King Cole revive Frieza because of a Super Saiyan he didn't know about?
Well, they probably knew because of the
How did King
scouters
Cole
and
know?
shit.
You said
What
about
do you
how did
mean?
King Cole know? Wait, what do you
How
mean?
did King Cole know?
About the Super Saiyan?
Yeah, because you're saying the only reason why he revived Frieza is to deal with the Super Saiyan. But how did he know about the Super Saiyan?
Wait, no, his son was defeated
Then why did he revive him? If he didn't care about him, why did he revive him?
because his son was defeated. Are we missing
Then why
something?
did he revive him if he didn't care
To
about him?
beat the person that defeated him.
Why did he revive Frieza?
To have,
As a-
bro. let me say-
He's
Bro,
what
to
I think what
have-
Ty is saying is that first of all, he put him back together because he was a necessary tool. I think is what
King
Ty
Cole
is
knew
trying
he was
to
not strong
explain.
enough to beat the Super Saiyan by himself.
And then
So
He
he got-
didn't know about a Super Saiyan. He didn't even know how Frieza died.
but he knew that there was a threat out
But
there
yeah,
that could
on, Miguel.
kill his
No,
son.
because he has
We're
another
That's
son
the
named
threat.
Cooler.
If
He
it's
couldn't
not
go
Super
get
Saiyan,
Cooler's not canon.
Cooler's
Don't
not
even
canon.
don't mention Cooler.
Yeah,
But if
Cooler's
he
not
saw
canon.
Cooler's not
if he
Not
saw,
canon?
if he saw that
not.
his son was defeated and his son is stated to be stronger than him, obviously he's gonna want to revive his son to find out how are you able to be defeated and who is that nigga so we can go jump him.
yes.
That makes perfect sense. Like, if
So
he
you're-
beat you
so
and
you're
you're stronger
telling
than
me-
me, we gotta jump
You're
him.
telling me King Cole, he saw Frieza dead. He was like, I don't care that you're dead, but I need you as a tool. That's it.
Yes, because they're tyrants
Yeah,
that want to
there's
conquer the
no-
world.
There's
Yes.
there's no other context to what you're saying. And the thing I think we have to understand like what Frieza was in that verse. Like I know we got the gods and stuff like, but Frieza to be defeated, like it was Frieza and King Cold, and then the rest of the universe.
Mhm.
So the fact that someone beat this dude, it's like, who the fuck is this?
Yes.
Who is this person? We have to find him and kill him, bro.
We have to
Who is
jump.
this
We have
dude?
to jump him. Who is that
And,
guy?
and Kingo says, he says, we have to ensure we're the strongest in the cosmos. That means that someone, if someone beats you, that means that we are no longer the strongest in this damn realm. Whoever this person is, I have to kill him.
Mhm. It was just it wasn't out of love. It was just because of how much Goku was a threat to their hold on the universe.
No,
That's
no,
why they
he
teamed
didn't
up.
know
It was
about Goku. But I get.
but Goku was the threat, bro.
Well,
He
That-
did.
It's the
and-
threat.
Oh, hold on. All of y'all, everything y'all are doing is piecing together things based off contextual clues,
No,
which is fine.
he
Which
said
is,
No, it's not a contextual
Whoa, whoa,
clue.
whoa,
said
whoa.
it.
No, that's fine to do that. No, he didn't say exactly the reason why he revived Frieza. He didn't say what he was thinking about when reviving Frieza. He talked about what he was thinking about going to Earth. Now, that's fine. I'm not even trying to deny that. I don't even really care, to be honest. The only point that I made earlier on is that we don't know for sure King Cold's thoughts in regards to his son. Everything is contextual. So I don't know why we're going onto this hill if there's no verifiable proof in terms of his true feelings about his kid, especially since you said earlier we don't know much about the race in the first place. So I don't even know why we're here, because the whole point is to split hairs between Frieza and Johan.
This is crazy because first of all, I'm going off of what his reason going there, and two, when we care, like I think that you can learn like the things that you can write that you can learn about a character without them. He doesn't have to exactly say I don't care about Frieza for it to be informed to the audience that he doesn't care about Frieza. Like that, if that's the case, then
agree.
that's a lot of. You say what?
I agree to that. But what you're contextually seeing and what I'm contextually seeing is not the same. Because
Okay.
I feel like the interactions you can infer to an extent that there's some semblance of care. Now, what you're saying is I'm inferring that from what they're seeing, I'm seeing no care. So we're both seeing contextual situations, but we're not coming to the same conclusion.
Because you're looking at the wrong way, brother. I'm sorry. I'm so
Well,
sorry.
hey. Hey, agree to disagree. Ask Toriyama.
That's Rodell's favorite. Wait, right there. I would agree to disagree.
I mean, if there's no verifiable answer, then that's there's not. Unless you ask Toriyama, then there's not a verifiable answer.
This thing is so nasty.
I mean, it is.
This is so nasty.
Can we just do a final vote?
I had no evidence.
Random
Bobby.
Frieza or Johan?
Bro. We both mentioned the same stuff.
Random Frieza or Johan?
I don't even know how we got
Frieza.
down there. It's nasty.
I'm taking Frieza, but it's very close.
Okay, Riddell, Frieza or Johan?
Johan.
Santo, Frieza or Johan?
I got Frieza.
Ty, Frieza or Johan?
I got Frieza. This dude's a maniac, bro.
Miles,
This is a maniac.
Frieza or Johan?
Johan.
I got Johan. Wait, so that's 3-3. Chat.
Chad, break the tie.
Break the tie. Hey,
I'll put the poll
the
up.
BSS villain thinks that there's like a clear difference. Like I feel like if it's like a scale of 1 to 100, Johan's 100, Frieza's like a 95. To me.
I mean, it's because you value more of the psychological thing. It's
It's
just
Johan with a J,
preferential
right?
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, Johan with
Yeah.
a J.
What? Oh yeah.
Yeah, you guys
How
can't
is
think of
Johan
it
supposed
like-
to kill planets?
Yeah, you can't think of it like
How is Johan, a regular ass human, supposed to kill planets?
I think people
Yeah.
underestimate the brain aspect of it. I just think Frieza's just a homicidal killer. Like, but to be like a psychologically flawed, impulsive, I don't know, bro.
Yeah, I mean, if you break it down, which is
That's how he
getting
did the
really
Broly.
into the weeds, like
That's why he manipulated Broly by killing
He
his
was
dad.
cooking.
Like,
He was
Okay,
cooking.
that was
Broly,
evil as shit. That was evil as shit. That was evil as shit.
he was like, huh? I remember when I killed that bald head guy. Goku turned Super Saiyan. Let me go kill his dad and see if he transformed. He's like, yo, that was crazy.
That was dirty.
Top
That was
tier
dirty.
gaslighting too, bro.
He was a great
Jesus
actor.
Yeah.
Frieza would like run into
Broly,
some.
your dad was
Frieza would
caught
run
in the
over somebody
crossfire.
because like they cut him off. Johan would do it just
Got
because.
it.
That was nasty.
The crossfire is
Frieza
crazy.
be doing some evil things just for fun.
Frieza is evil as hell. But I'm saying like Frieza, if you cut Frieza off in traffic, as soon as you get your car, he's running you over. Johan would run you over just to hear what sound you would make. That's the difference. That's the difference.
First of all, you think Frieza would just be chilling in traffic?
No.
He's hitting every car. To
Well,
get
I
through.
said, but I think-
Death beaming traffic.
I think that Frieza does the same thing. Like he'll just kill you because he just felt like it. Like
Do you think Johan would ever join sides with someone?
what's
No.
If it
talking-
benefited him,
No.
Yeah.
For the benefit. Well,
for self-preservation?
let me
Because
think.
like him joining Goku had nothing to do with good or bad. Like he was like, I get erased if I don't like so that wasn't even.
mhm.
Like,
No, I know that.
And there's a reason why the minute everything got done, he went to go get stronger and immediately one-shotted.
Yeah,
his
he's
ass.
like, I don't even think that's like
He's like, I literally went somewhere, trained for 10 years just to get this lick back.
Random.
I
We
just appreciate
never
the
get to see
psychological
his mental, but picture him seeing Ultra Instinct. He's like, yo, these niggas, I gotta find.
You know he
something
was
to get back on these
smirking.
niggas.
You know you saw him smirking when he had side. Then he saw Ultra Instinct through and saying, "Fuck."
Fuck.
matter of fact,
The fact that
he
the fact that the whole
manipulated-
fight, the whole first fight when he comes Golden Frieza was just because like Goku's like, if you just waited a couple of months, you might have won. And if I was Frieza hearing that from my number one op, who knows who was just fighting me because he just kind of wanted to. Nah, man.
Has Frieza seen Gohan's new form yet?
Wait till
I
he
don't
sees
think.
that
I don't think.
shit.
So. I think-
He's
I
gonna
think-
be
I-
pissed.
I think.
I think
no,
Frieza's stronger.
I mean,
I
Frieza
think
is stronger.
Frieza-
Frieza is the strongest person in the universe right now.
Yeah.
No, not.
Also, y'all
Beerus.
Outside of Beerus, sorry.
Y'all
Outside
forgot
of
how
Beerus,
Frieza. Y'all forgot how Frieza did Frost. He literally
Yo.
manipulated Snake. He manipulated Snake the shit out of Frost.
He
Bro.
said, rule number 1: never trust anybody. That's
Yeah.
the thing off.
Someone. We need one more vote to break this tie. All right, Frieza won.
Frieza
30,
won by-
30 said Frieza
Frieza
voted
won.
for
White
Trump the
margin.
Bush twice. That's crazy.
All right, so is Johan number
So we're
2?
going. So we're going Johan too.
I'm putting Johan.
I think Johan's top 2.
Yeah, Johan too. Yeah. We did all that fight, and he better be
I'm
2.
low key mad at like the
I think
Discord. Like
Steve-
where's Sakuna? Where's Hisoka? There's a few niggas that need to be on here.
What do you mean? There's a lot.
Like, why is Overhaul on here? Who gives a
I'm about to
damn
say,
about
why did
Overhaul?
I don't
make
know why
this
it's
Who gives a
Overhaul here.
damn about Overhaul? He's not even the best villain in his verse.
All
So
right.
can we
So
give Overhaul at 10? Yeah,
Yeah, that's fine. I mean, he's dirty for what he did to his daughter, but he got a lot of regrets in prison.
Technically,
He got regrets.
We're talking about evil. He's more evil than Aizen.
Whoa.
We're talking about evil. We're
What
talking,
she-
we're talking about
what-
literal evil. He's more evil than Aizen.
What he did to those little girls was
Yeah, I'm saying because he experimented on kids and shit like that.
I mean, Isaac was experimenting on people too. But,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but like
and-
we didn't see no kids. Technically, we
Well,
didn't see no kids. I didn't see.
I
No
mean,
kids.
yeah.
but is it Ichigo? Was it like Ichigo's his little experiment?
No, he wasn't his target. He was
Yeah.
targeting Ichigo's mom, and then
But
eventually his mom got pregnant, and then but
Well,
Ichigo's
I mean,
mom
I
wasn't
hear
pregnant
what you're-
when she got
I
attacked.
hear what you're saying, but then when he was like, everything you've done was in the palm of my hands. Like that's part. Like Ichigo's now part of the experiment. Like
Yeah.
Ichigo's
Yeah, but that's like years later. If you inject somebody with something and then years later they get pregnant, and then now it's like, oh yeah, I guess you're part of the experiment too. Like it wasn't his intention wasn't Ichigo.
Yeah,
It
it
doesn't
wasn't, but I don't think that matters though. He's like, listen, man, you didn't find it suspicious that Hollow so happened to come to your town, like and then Ruki happened. Like, okay, buddy. So I listen, Ichigo's part of the experiment now. He's like, okay,
He's
this
a
is
part of the
actually
experiment, but Overhaul was actively experimenting on a child. I think Ichigo's
And
listen, man.
Aizen wasn't?
Aizen's taking credit for that.
He
by
was
the way.
manipulating events. He said that from his own admission. He was
Yeah, he was
manipulating
manipulating
events
events, but
since
like,
Ichigo was
at that
born.
point, Ichigo was a teenager then.
Alana, you're
wasn't
probably-
a
Aizen was
5-year-old little
experimenting
girl.
on Soul Society like normal people. He was
Literally
he was doing
citizens.
that a lot.
Yeah, citizens, not a kid.
I think your thing is that you're saying that that wasn't his first target, but I don't think it matters. Like I don't think to him, if Ichigo was in the perfect situation that his mother would, he would have then also did Ichigo if he was a child. Like, I don't think it would have mattered.
Technically, Aizen's
And-
goal isn't all that bad if you really want to keep it a buck.
And you were
What?
just praising Johan for being manipulative and all of that. His
Yeah,
power
because
is actually just manipulation.
He's an evil villain. He's beautifully written. What do you mean?
Didn't you bring up that weird situation where you're insinuating Aizen slept with that one girl Momo and killed her?
And then
Killed her?
stabbed her
Well,
in
she
the
didn't
chest.
die. She didn't die.
Well,
Back chapter.
he tried to kill her and she didn't die.
Yeah.
But he tried.
He
To kill
just told her to get out.
Yeah,
Yo, he's like, yo, you old
Yeah,
news, get out my face. That's what he did. We've all done that before in
Y'all
different
remember when
ways.
y'all remember when he
You
had the-
tried to kill someone after you saw
No, but I definitely gave a girl a Pop Tart and gave her Uber. Like,
this is
I-
not the same energy. At
I
all.
feel like it's the same
Pop
energy.
Tart is insane.
That's crazy. Let's
Was
answer
it-
this
wasn't
question
this
real
the-
quick. Leon said, "Is King Piccolo the father of Piccolo?"
Oh, this is from Discord. This is from
Yeah,
fucking
he
Discord.
is.
I'm gonna give y'all context for y'all that don't know. So me and
God.
Santo were being a little toxic, talking shit about Krillin and Tien, saying how they're shit tier. Leon and then Leon eventually
Dirty
brought
dude.
in Chad, saying that Chad is also shit tier. And
doubt
we're
you
like,
don't.
oh no, Chad
Why
is
is
not
Krillin
shit
in
tier.
the chat here, bro?
Dirty dude.
Yeah, so then we're like, yo, at least Chad has some wins, unlike Tien. Not that Tien doesn't have wins. But I'm just saying I'm just saying we're just saying like because he was bringing Leon was bringing up Tien held off Cell, and then he was trying to compare that to Chad beating Arankar, and we're like, no, those levels to difficulty aren't the same. Like you hold it off.
Tien beat the main character. He beat Goku and OG
As
Dragon
a-
Ball World Tournament.
We ain't talking
I'm
about
not
that.
giving him beating a kid.
Keep up with
Wait, hold on. No, time out. Goku was not a normal child. Like he was more powerful than Roshi.
Yeah, no, we were talking. We weren't talking about OG Dragon Ball. We were talking about Dragon Ball Z, and
Wait, you saying Tien is more useless than Chad?
Yes.
that's what he was.
Yao high.
Oh no.
Hey,
That is my friend, guys.
I should have
Get it, get
I was debating getting negative about Krillin to Lani, and I should have done it. Next week, Lani, I'm coming for you.
Hey,
Why
hey,
is Krillin why is Krillin in a conversation with Tien and Chad?
well,
He
why
doesn't
did-
make sense.
Hold on,
This
Ty,
is like
Ty.
Doom.
Just to let you know.
let me finish the story so I can give you the full context. So then eventually me and Santa were defending Chad, and then Leon said, "Well, is Piccolo in the same tier as Tien, Chad, and Krillin?" We're like, "Hell no, hell no."
Okay.
Yeah.
I was about to
Yeah, no, I was like, hell no. I was like, Piccolo has hella wins, stuff like that. And I also brought up that like, yo, technically he beat Goku in Dragon Ball. Then he said, oh, that was King Piccolo. But I was just like, Piccolo's like the reincarnation. Well, now reincarnation / son of King Piccolo, because King Piccolo was about to die, popped the egg out of his mouth, blah 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 blah. But it was a whole discussion of reincarnation, son, yada yada, how it's both. So that's where the conversation came from.
Next week we're gonna do a topic on the most useless anime characters of all time. So
If Krillin is in,
Oh, and Krillin is to clarify, so Ty doesn't try to crucify me. Krillin is not useless. He's still a piece of shit though. So I don't give a damn.
I
Dragon
swear
Ball
you
Z
called him
is
useless
wait,
before.
he-
What?
You called him useless when it's
Well,
factually
I
false.
I take it. He might be useless in the bedroom for all I know, but that's a different story.
The man got a kid.
Brother.
Yeah, probably. And Andrew is probably doing most of the work. Anyway,
Yeah, you just being disgusting,
Just being
bro.
nasty,
Being
bro.
nasty. Well, let's continue with this ranking. Yeah, Overhaul is number 10. I mean, hey, like I said, Discord picked him, but I mean, what he did is still crazy. Like experimenting on that little girl, held her captive. Like that's still disgusting. And then using her powers, obviously, to use it against society. And the worst part about him is that and this is like a terrible trait for humans in general, if they have this trait, is anything they do, they're able to justify it because they think it's the good thing to do. Because he thinks he's doing everything in the best interest of the mafia organization he's a part of. So that allows you to do whatever you want, and you think it's the good and the best of the organization. So that's what makes him a true like terrible person. So yeah, he's still extremely evil for sure.
how y'all feel about Doflamingo being number 3?
I did have a friend of mine start because I was telling her about this. She's like, Doflamingo is my favorite villain in One Piece. That's what she said.
And
I love Dopey.
I think the only reason I'm saying, because we talk about like people who were just like they were saying like, yo, this is a demon child. Like one of the funny, and it wasn't supposed to be funny, but I laughed like it was so funny. Do you remember that scene where Doflamingo was having beef with like a commenter? He walked in the house and said, "Daddy, where's the gun?" I was like, bro, what?
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is crazy. And then the way it was on manipulation, the toy shit in Dressrosa, having people
That's
kill,
really evil.
like having people kill family members, friends. You playing with the dog, like Doflamingo's insane. And
Do you
they
have
said
him over Griffith?
they say he was a born
I
psychopath.
was just about to ask.
I thought he's like like look at the list to the left. He may have maybe it's so like the egregiousness of what Griffith did, like how disgusting it was. But like, is that what is Doflamingo making people kill each other? Is that crazier? You know what I'm saying? Or turning people's loved ones into dogs? Like, I feel like that might be crazy.
Then he also question Miles. Didn't he also help make like the smile drug or whatever?
Yeah, but that was just because he was. So yes, he did, but it was because he was afraid of Kaido more than anything. But I think that toy point that Ty brought up is really vital because it's not only he had them toys fighting and killing people. If you were a loved one, people pretty much forgot you ever existed.
Yeah.
Your kids would forget, your wife, the town. You're just gone, and you're living up a whole life as a toy. Whether that's through hard labor, whether that's through being a soldier. That was like a pretty vile thing. That's one of the more vile
Free
things.
labor to me.
I agree, but let me
That sounds like
explain.
efficiency.
Let me
I was just
explain.
about to ask, Radel, can you talk about the from Maiden Abyss?
Bone Drew. So Bone Drew and what he did is actually super deplorable, and it involves kids, so it makes it extra deplorable. So and the Maiden Abyss has different layers, of course, and at a certain point, and Kai, you can correct me if I'm wrong. It's been a while since I watched Maiden Abyss, but there's a certain point that if you try to go in the lower level, because it's all about going down, there's a curse that happens that affects your body, and when that curse hits you, your body gets completely disformed. You're in like a blob monster, and you can't die, and you can't talk, you can't feel. You're just an empty shell of flesh, basically, that can't die. Now, they found out how to kill him later on because there's a robot that shows up. But for most normal means, other than this one character who's like from like the bottom of the abyss, you can't die. You're immortal and you're flesh and you're just there and you feel the pain. I'm sorry. You feel the pain every time something hurts. So it's disgusting. So that is something that happens. So what Bone Drew did is he brought a whole slew of kids with him to the lair and basically manipulated and thinking that he's there to take care of them and all that stuff. But in reality, he was experimenting on these kids and applying the curse and seeing how the curse works by throwing them down. So he's forcibly turning these kids into lumps of flesh that I just explained to you. So he's doing this to like a lot of kids. And the conclusion he came to is he can use these kids to nullify the curse by going down. So that is what he did to like a whole ton of kids. And the way we found out and made an abyss, a little bit of spoilers, is like the characters came across one of those blob monsters and they thought it was like an evil monster, but it was just like a little girl who got turned into a blob flesh thing. So yeah, Bone Drew is scum. He's absolute scum. And I believe he did it to his daughter too. I believe he did it to his daughter as well. So that's terrible.
Well, I'll say this about Griffith. You can argue that he's not evil until maybe when he gets to the Capitol and he starts kind of doing political machinations there. So far, he's just kind of doing everything he can to get his kingdom. And then that's when he starts to the assassinations and the secret way that he's trying to get into the princess's like good graces. That's when you can say he's evil. And obviously the eclipse is evil incarnate at that point. But from what I've seen about Dofi, he was from the minute he could walk, he could talk and walk. The man was a problem.
Mm-hmm.
So that's just the point. Like there's always going to be a delineation where Griffith is good, or you could say he's morally questionable until this point. Then everything falls down the cliff.
Yeah, I agree with what Random saying because, well, even then, like the eclipse is why I say like Griffith is evil. Everything else before then, I feel like he was more morally gray because even the things with the princess, that's more like just how the times were. Like if you wanted power back then, it's usually from his point, it was usually by either getting extra rank, like getting promotions, or marrying into a royal family. So him trying to seduce the princess, I don't really feel like that would.
Yeah,
I think it's the assassination, like the assassinations,
yeah, and stuff like that. But that was how the people played the game back then. So it's like,
yeah, we knew he had a dirty side, but it wasn't like he was telling Gus like you're the only person that knows my dirty side. Pause.
Nobody saw
that.
But
yeah,
Kenjaku took some notes from him, so to get what he wants. So
how do you Ty, real quick, how do you feel about people saying that Griffith and Femto are not the same person?
They are the same nigga, bro.
They're the exact same.
They literally said
the nigga threw some armor on and changed his name. He's the same person.
The God has said. Now, only thing different is that he lost certain emotions, but it's still Griffith. Like they said, every decision you make is your decision. Mm-hmm. Like it's literally you have a decision, and he chose to do some crazy stuff after that. So it's not a different person. I think people are trying to make him not as evil so they like him. I think you can like him and just also say he's a bad person. I don't know.
I mean, what he's doing now, when you see that chapter of him basically lying to these people, you can talk to your families before they pass on. That's top tier. Top tier evil shit.
He wants to be their god. Like he's like, nah, like
yeah. So I mean, from everything, because like Griffith has done like terrible things, but also it's definitely, especially early on, was within the act of like the period, especially. Mm-hmm. And then when after everything with the eclipse, and now he's trying to become God, which you can argue be very evil, and that can be a conversation. But I think it's really, as of right now, maybe Faruto's in the conversation, so Lani, you can bring him up. But right now, I feel like the conversation currently is Bone Drew and Doflamingo. So based off what Doflamingo did versus what Bone Drew did, what do y'all think is worse? And Bone Drew is also like he's one of those geniuses that has no emotions. He's one of those guys.
That was going to go into my question. So my thing with Doflamingo is his only saving grace is that he's shown that if he does consider you family, he does have the ability to show like love, loyalty, and compassion. Until you betray him and go the other way. So does that Bone Droot character have some of those same aspects, or is it just everyone is a tool, everyone doesn't matter? Is it kind of that vibe?
He's one of those characters that it's in the pursuit of X, Y, and Z, you know, in science, and the pursuit of science, and the pursuit of knowledge, and the pursuit of learning more about the abyss. I mean, the fact that I don't know if it's his biological daughter, but like the closest thing to his daughter, he was able to do that and not even care. I mean, that kind of tells you. Like,
isn't that kind of similar to Aizen? Because like
I'd put him higher than
kind of doing.
So that means that he's kind of Griffith does everything in pursuit of his goal. Like he doesn't care about like from like an emotional level, he doesn't really care about the Bandit Hawk outside of Guts. Like he doesn't like he just doesn't care about them.
You don't think he cares about Casca?
So that was interesting because I Griffith is kind of weird because remember he was like standing on those bodies like well I kind of went this far. It kind of implies that like he does feel kind of bad about doing certain things. Like to a certain degree, because he's like, I've on these bodies and I've already gone this far. I literally can't turn back. So he wouldn't even be contemplating that if he didn't feel any type of guilt for what he was doing. So I do think that kind of weighed on him. And I do like that vision of him and Casca being married kind of has some implications. The fact that he was kind of annoyed that Guts and Casca relationship lets you know he was jealous in some way. So
I mean, he tries. Remember when they rescued him and they're taking him out. Yeah. And he tries to throw himself on her, and it is just like, bro. And the first thing he does when he's femto is immediately go after Casca because he knew that was the best way to try and break Guts.
Yeah, so, I think it's Guts. So it's his goal, then Guts, then it's Casca, and then it's everybody else. It's like
underneath the ground, y'all. Like Corcus was glazing Griffith every chance he got, and motherfucker didn't even look twice at him. Never.
I might lean towards that character Riddell mentioned, and I would probably put even Griffith above Doflamingo because I do because Doflamingo does have like a crew of people that I agree with that, Miles. So I would probably put the person that Miles mentioned. I mean, Riddell mentioned Griffith, then Dofi. And I got a hot take. Shao Tucker should probably be 10.
Really?
Let me explain why.
I'm not too mad at that.
Shao Tucker is evil, but he's more so crazy. Right, like when after the whole situation with Nina, like he was talking to me before Scar came in and killed. He's like, "Yo, like Nina, they just don't really get us." Like it wasn't like he still kind of built a connection. Like remember when Nina walked over and said, "Don't hurt Daddy," and then he was holding her, and then when they was in the room by themselves, like Nina, no one understands me, and then they were kind of like consoling each other. Like you do you do have a good relationship with your not a good relationship with your daughter, but you do care about her. You're just crazy as fuck. Like, I think he's just insane. Like, I think he's more insane than evil to me.
He's crazy. He did an unforgivable evil act, but at the same time, when you compare him to everybody else here, he did technically
the least amount.
Yeah, he did the least amount, and he did it twice. So
twice.
So there's a way. So I hear you. I mean, I definitely hear you. I guess my thing with Shao Tucker is that I agree that he's crazy, but since he did it twice, there is a point that will be consistent throughout his life that if he needs to do the worst, he will. For like the worst reason, I'm not gonna lie, just to become a state outcast, just to keep that status quo, just so I can have this amount of money and live this certain type of lifestyle.
He said money over everything.
Yeah, facts. Like so legit.
When he was about to lose certification, they were poor. He was like, I ain't going back to the slum.
He's like, I ain't going.
So when you have someone who's
he's a bad chaser. Is he really evil? He's a bad chaser.
Couldn't you argue that's one of the worst type of people, that he's like a normal person, but he would do the worst, despicable thing for the dumbest reasons? Like
he wasn't doing it to be evil. He was doing it. When
you think about it, Shao Tucker just wanted money and clout. He wanted that state outcast. He wanted money and clout. And then at the same time, he still was trying to console Nina, which means that he does like the fact that he was talking to Nina when she was in her dog form as if it was still Nina lets me know that some screws are loose in there. Like he was talking to that monstrosity like it was a person.
Was his screws loose, or was he like, yo, after we get this bread, I'll just change you back? Like
he was fried. He was fried.
See, I think he's.
I
I
said
think he's
after
10.
we
Though.
get this bread, I'm gonna change you back. How long is that gonna take, sir?
Oh,
We
no,
don't
he,
know.
no,
We
he was never.
don't know.
He was never going to change her
He's
back.
never
He
gonna
couldn't-
change her
couldn't.
back. The fuck we
He
talking about?
couldn't. But I think Shao Tucker is 9 or 10.
So what we doing?
I
To
put
me, he was gonna be
overhaul
9
at
or 10.
9 or
9,
10.
Shao Tucker at 10. If we're just talking about
Or Shao Tucker could be at 9.
I
think
feel like
he's
Shao
bottom
Tucker is
two.
still 9 because
He
at the
put
end
him
of
at
the
9.
day, Shao Tucker did what he did. I mean, it's similar to what Bondrew did on a less scale, and this is to his loved ones. Like these are to the two people you would expect him to never do it against, and he did it to those people. So if he had the opportunity, what he would do to the rest of human civilization for a little bit of money would be crazy. So he would go absolutely nuts. Like
So somebody in the chat
when you
said,
have no if you have no conscious of like love at that point, that's because that's what he does. He doesn't have any like forms of love. I mean, that's really really bad. That's really
I
evil.
mean, he loves his daughter. He just had different priorities.
someone in the chat said, more money, less problems. I mean, real.
I mean, yeah, he technically lost his daughter, so that's technically he don't got paid for her, and then he gained more money. So like technically, he up.
He dead. What?
Y'all gonna see Shao Tucker on Instagram with the money spread.
Money spread.
He do the money spread with
Money
the
Show me a
Money
band
flow.
right now.
yeah with that alchemist watch hanging out of his pocket. Like he does a bag chaser. Respect.
Stupid.
Lana, I'm surprised you're not talking about because it's been a while since I've read Tokyo Ghoul. But I remember because obviously initial impressions is the ones that last. After reading it, Tokyo Ghoul, I was like, Furuta is an underrated villain. He's one of the best villains I've seen, and he reminds me of like the Joker.
So
I think, but I forget. I know he manipulates a lot of people, but I forget like the worst things he did.
So he does so much, but when it comes to villain, because I actually had him next, but just when it comes to Griffith, Dofi, Johan, stuff like that, he's just to me like a tier above those. Is he better written than some of them? That's a different conversation. In terms of like most evil, I think he falls like right under that tier that the rest of those guys are in, because he is the reason why Kaneki's in the situation that he's in. With Rize, he thought of her more as almost like a pet that wasn't his. Like it's like he felt like she was basically like a piece of his like future property that he can just like pump full of babies with. So the fact that she had any type of freedom he didn't like. He gaslit, manipulated people. I feel like he's one of those characters that like likes to chase. Like he likes playing victim just so as soon as you're lured into it, he can like fuck you up. He's twisted in the sense that because not all of his actions he views as evil, and in some cases he views himself as a victim and to do like the most heinous acts for it. So he's a very complex villain. He's almost like Homelander in the sense where like Homelander views himself victimized in a lot of situations, but he's also willing to do the most evil things as a result of that. And they're both deranged as hell for those reasons. So yeah, he's a very complex villain, but I would just have him under Johan, Dofi, and Griffith and those people. But no, he's a fantastic character.
Miles, you got anything to add?
I don't know how to feel about him. Mainly his manipulation is what moved me, and the lengths that he's willing to go. Being able to kill your clan for a position. Seeing that he's actually been around since the beginning of the story through a bunch of different aliases, and he's kind of entangled in every major faction in the story. I don't know. I don't know if he's up there with the others, but I think he could be like next on where we have the list set up.
I mean, I guess the biggest difference between like him and Johan, for example, is you could argue that his conditions kind of created to him to how he is. You know, based on how he grew up in that like facility thing. But I mean, he's also a person who kills without remorse, kills a lot, doesn't care at all. And like Lani said, he justifies a lot of his reasons. He manipulates, and the only person he cares about is more of like an object than any kind of true romantic love. So, I mean, Furuta is up there. I mean, okay, let's have a conversation. Who's more evil, Furuta or Griffith?
Technically, if we're going off of like ideology and stuff like that, I feel technically Fruta, they're kind of almost even. Because if you really think about it, like he manipulated the whole story. I feel like people don't really rank him as highly as they should because we don't get to see him manipulate the whole story. But he's always there.
But it's weird because we do get to see him. He's performing as different people.
Yeah, we just don't know
The
that it's
anime
him.
didn't do him justice. That's the
Anime,
problem.
of course, didn't. Anime never did him justice.
Yeah.
But like when you reread Tokyo Ghoul with the thought of like, oh, he's the actual main villain, because through most of the story you don't view him as a villain at all. You just view him as either an investigator or maybe a clown or this or that. You don't view him as an antagonist. And then towards the last arc, when you realize he's the real antagonist, it's not Rize, it's not the people in Agari Tree, it's not the people running the investigators. It's him the whole time, and he's playing both sides. Then you're just like, then you have to reread it and be like, oh, he did some shit. So yeah, because he puts the one-eyed ghoul to shame. He puts everyone else that you can consider up. They're all below him. So the fact that he does all these things, he views Rize as the object, he victimizes himself in his own eyes, and he justifies his own actions and kind of blames everybody else. Like, yeah, you could put him right next to Griffith because there's nothing that Griffith would do that he wouldn't do at the same time as well. So
yeah, I think I could argue he's more evil than Griffith, to be honest.
But couldn't we make the same point for Aizen? Because Aizen does manipulate everybody for his own personal gain, his god complex. He literally just wants to rule the world because he doesn't agree
Aizen's
with
goal?
the way rule
to become God.
He wants to
basically.
replace
to become
the
God.
Soul
he wants to replace the Soul King. But if you really think about it, Yuha wants to replace the Soul King. If you read like light novels and like they also put Ichigo under the test to be Soul King. The Soul King is not
I
technically.
did not know that.
I would say the difference between him and Yuha is Yuha feels like since he's the son of the Soul King, it's his birthright, whereas Aizen's doing it just because he's curious. He feels like, and I get that because of the quote that he says to oh my god, why can't I think of him? Urahara, where he's basically like, we have all of this knowledge and we're burdened with it, and we could take anything that we want. Why would you settle just for being a regular shopkeep when we could be God? He says that right before he's sealed. That statement alone kind of goes to his mindset. He's doing it just because he's curious.
Yeah.
He doesn't know the outcome. He doesn't know what he's going to get. He just wants to do it because he can.
Yeah, he doesn't know everything, but at the same time, that's not innately evil because if you think about the Soul Society, there are, and like you read the light novels and like you learn more about the noble family, stuff like that, there's a lot of things wrong with the Soul Society, and there are changes that probably need to be made. And if
but
you think
he's
about
not doing what he's doing.
Yeah,
He's not doing it the right wrongs.
No, he's not doing it the right wrongs, but at the same time, the Soul King kind of does need to be replaced. Like the Soul Society, the barriers between the Soul Society, Hell, and Earth, they're very fragile because the Soul King, low key, isn't like that. He's barely strong enough to keep everything together. Aizen technically is. Ichigo technically is because he falls under the parameters to like be the next Soul King. If you watched I think it was either early Core 2 or at the end of Core 1 when he's walking down that path and like you see like all those things going to him, that's the Soul King trial because he and also like if you read the night novel and stuff like that and you listen to some of the Kubo's things, Ichigo's ancestor was also a candidate to be the original Soul King, and he was just gonna do it off of just his pure spiritual pressure and energy. He's just like, hey, I don't need everything I don't need all these items and things that the Soul King needs. I can just hold it down by myself, but they said no for some unspecified reason. But yeah, the Soul King kind of he's not really good at his job, really. Like we kind of see like he ain't really shit. So
but that's not
that doesn't take away from Aizen's god complex though.
Right, because where do we draw the line? Right? What if he becomes Soul King and he's curious about something else, he decides to do another thing? Where does his curiosity get a metaphorical line drawn at?
But it's not the same as like I still don't think it's the same as my man from Tokyo Ghoul because
I would
he has the
argue-
intention of doing evil things. See, like it's like not that Aizen doesn't doing evil things, but it's like his main goal isn't curiosity. It's not because curiosity to me is still a gray area. His main goal is to do evil things. He wants to manipulate both sides. He wants to take over everything for evil purposes. So it's like his intent is evil. Aizen's intent is curiosity, experimentation.
What is
yada,
the
yada,
difference
that's still
between
great.
Aizen
is
and
to be
Griffith?
is to be God and to do whatever it takes to get there.
Yeah, when it comes to being God, that's like that's like a core thing that makes people do the worst thing. So if we realize that Griffith, his goal is to become God, basically, what's the difference between him and Aizen?
I was just about to ask.
Like I said, like I feel like
I would argue Aizen's worse than Griffith too. I would argue Furuta and Aizen are worse than Griffith.
Furuta, I feel like is worse because like he seeks out the killing, he seeks out the destruction and the misery and the pain that he inflicts. Like he takes great pleasure in that. To Aizen, it's just a part of the mission. It's like, oh, it just comes along with what he's trying to do. Furuta like seeks that out. He takes pleasure in that process.
Okay,
and Aizen, it's just a means to the end.
Well, I'll say this: we haven't really gotten Griffith's any context of how Griffith feels now that he's done, other than the fact that he doomed the world, and now he's using the fact that he doomed the world to become this god as he constantly takes over the planet to get his kingdom.
But he wants to create like a paradise for like living beings at the very least. Like at the very least, even though he may or may not care about them at the individual level, he wants to create this paradise. Furuta doesn't care about anybody. They all could die. He actually wants them all to die.
What do you think about that statement, Ty?
I don't know if he's creating a
I don't think he's creating a paradise.
I think that he wants a kingdom to rule. That's really what I don't know if it's like. Now, if people just so happen to benefit from it, then sure. But I think he just wants to we know that he doesn't feel anything towards these people, because remember he comes back after he's like incarnated again, and Guts sees him at the Hill of Swords, and he was like, Guts is like, you don't like. Griff's like, I wanted to see y'all to see if I felt something. I don't feel shit anymore. And Guts was like, after everything you did to us, you don't feel anything. So if he doesn't feel anything towards Guts, who is the only person that can forget his dream, he doesn't really feel anything towards these people that he wants to make their paradise. I think he just wants a kingdom, and if they just so happen to have a good life because of it, then it's like, so be it. But I don't really think that really matters. As long as you worship Griff, that's pretty much, I think, all that matters.
I feel like his initial, and we don't have to go down this long tangent, but I feel like his initial reason why he even wanted to be ruler, because he thought he would be the best person to rule at the end of the day. And I don't remember, because it's been a while since I read Berserk 2, but I feel like his idea is to create the best kingdom. So I would assume that would be some type of paradise, especially since you are a god. So
I think that's what it was before the eclipse. I think that's what it was before the eclipse.
I feel like now that he has no emotions, again, but the only thing that is pushing him along is the goal that he had before the eclipse. So he's still going to accomplish that. He's just not attached to it at an emotional level, but he's still going to accomplish what he set out to accomplish.
If I'm being honest, I just think he's getting most of the humans together to do something with the God Hand again. That's what I think he's just doing.
That could be a possibility.
You know, Griffith's problem is that he always aims for higher. I wouldn't be surprised if he's trying to set up another eclipse so he can take down the God Hand. I wouldn't be surprised by that.
That would be interesting. That would definitely be an interesting.
I see him trying to be like the only
one. I think he wants to take Void's spot. I think it's kind of suggested Void might be the top. I wouldn't be surprised he wants to take.
He's the one who talks. I think the way they position him too. I think he's the leader, quote unquote, of them.
And he was Skull Knight's Griffith. When Skull Knight lost his girl, we see Void ascending. So that's his. Because Griffith is so selfish. Like a kingdom to him is not just it was Midland at first, but now it's something greater. But now it's going to keep going. So
I think if Griffith went the regular way, let's just say his plan works and he gets in there, he's going to have control of Midland. He's like, oh, well, the Kushan Empire looks free, so I'm just going to go over there and start stuff. Like, I understand once he becomes Femto, I legitimately believe if Griffith has his way, we're about to watch whatever humans are left. We've already seen them destroy the magical creatures, right, Ty? Whatever's left, whatever humans are left, they're going to
Okay,
But
well,
to my final point for why it should be probably my my main nigga at 5 and then Eisen at 6 and then Eisen at 7 is like I because we see like the excessive cruelty with him. So like if you're in his way, I mean if you're in both of their way, they're both gonna stab you. But like the only difference is that he's gonna like twist a knife and then probably like come back and just stab you 5 or 6 more times just for shits and giggles. I feel like that's like the main difference between the two is like the level of cruelty and like the pleasure in the cruelty is like the difference between Eisen and because Eisen like he'll be cruel, but it's like a means to an end. Like it's just like this is my goal, this is how I get it. You're in my way, you're below me, die. This guy's like you're my toy. I'm gonna play with you and kill you and then go after your family just for shits and giggles. Like that to me is like a little bit more crazy and more evil. But that's me.
I would argue Eisen Furuta would be at 4. Or Doflamingo and Furuta is an interesting conversation. Now that I'm really thinking about it, I feel like there's really no difference between Griffith and Eisen. I'm seeing no difference at all. The only difference is one did like one of the worst acts you can do to a woman, but that's the only difference.
Well, because of that, I'm not putting Eisen over Griffith. That's just me. That's like in terms of like how I
He
rate
also
villains and
doomed the
stuff like that.
world, Riddell. He doomed the world at the same time.
Eisen would doom the world too.
And society.
I mean, technically, we don't know if the world would end.
Eisen
don't
would,
know.
or Eisen wasn't he gonna sacrifice Kamakura Town?
That's a town, not the whole world. That's a town, not the planet.
But okay, so I'm thinking it's not because you're thinking of it 1-to-1. I'm thinking of intentionality. He had no problem sacrificing those humans in that situation, and for his means and his purpose. So if when he gained the power, because we don't even know what would happen if someone else gained the power. If he was going to gain the power, he would do whatever means necessary to.
I mean,
obtain
Griffin
it. So
literally
he'd
did
be-
the
he'd be fine.
eclipse. Griffin did the eclipse.
That's what I'm saying. They
Same
both.
shit.
That's what.
But actually, it's worse because
No.
Griffin actually did it.
Lonnie, like I said, they both are the
Yes.
same. That's what I
said-
said. The only difference is that he did the R word. That's the difference.
Yeah, but one did something to Casca, and Eisen didn't do anything like that. So unless you want to count him smashing Momo, and then leaving her to dry, but
I mean,
hey.
he also experimented on people, and he was evil since the get-go.
Mhm.
Griffith wasn't evil since the get-go.
That's what makes his downfall so compelling. What he's been doing afterwards. But we'll see.
I honestly would put Eisen at 6.
I don't have him above. But I mean, it's up to y'all.
Because of what happened with Casca, I get why Griffith is there. So fair. We'll just leave it at that. I won't go into further detail. All right, we'll put Eisen, Furuta. I'd say Furuta 6.
I got him at 6. Santo has Eisen there. Where are you at? Wait, random. Have you read? You haven't read Bleach. You haven't read Tokyo Ghoul either, so you don't know. Okay. Miles.
I got Furuta at 6.
Okay, Furuta 6, Eisen a 7. I still think I can argue Furuta. Okay, let's play the gauntlet. Furuta or Doflamingo? Miles? Wait.
Damn. Now, actually,
I feel like Furuta would do exactly the same thing.
I think he would do worse because he'd say
That's what
fuck
I'm
he'd say fuck his crew members too.
Yeah, he would.
That's what I'm saying.
I'd put him above Dofi.
But that's what I'm saying. Eisen would do the same thing.
How about
But
we
he's
put
not
Dofi
cruel.
below
He's
both?
not.
Nah,
Eisen's not a cruel person.
I think Eisen is pretty cool.
He's not cruel.
He's
not cruel to his degree.
He's cruel. It's just
not cruel
because
for the
he's
sake of being
emotionless.
cruel.
But that doesn't mean he's not
It
cruel.
doesn't matter. He's still
He's
cruel.
emotionless.
He's cruel, but he's not cruel for the sake of being cruel. He doesn't just like, oh, I want to just torture this person because it'll be funny.
He legit manipulated Toshiro to stab Momo for shits and giggles. He didn't even have to do that. He just like
He experiments in qualification on the Visorids for literally no reason, and then when they all transformed, he got them casted out.
Aizen is
ruined their whole life.
What he did to Momo, he didn't have to do that either. Like he just be doing shit. I'm not gonna lie.
Maybe her shit was whack. I don't know. That's a different conversation. No, I still.
What? I just realized what you just
Aizen
said.
at 7 is.
It's just register. You different, bro.
Aizen at 7 doesn't sit right.
I feel like Aizen and Griffith are very similar. Okay, let's go.
I agree with Kai too. I feel like Yoshikage is getting kind of hoed.
Oh, we can get into that. But Fruta, Doflamingo. So I say Fruta too. Lonnie, you seen both? What are you saying?
What are we talking about now?
Fruta and Doflamingo.
I could see. Oh. You can put him at 5. I'm fine with him at 5.
Okay, the last one. Fruta Griffith. What are you saying?
I'm not putting him over Griffith.
You don't think? I don't want to ask this question on stream.
I know the question that you're probably thinking of, and the answer is he probably would. But the fact is that I didn't have to see it. Like as beautifully written as Griffith is, because I could get into this later. I think I was supposed to get into it today, but it's fine. In terms of like in villains that I like and like villains that I put under my wing, I like villains for multiple different reasons, whether they're like perfect beings, broken heroes, manipulators, stuff like that. But they're like some hard nose that's just like, okay, like you're not like a Lani villain. And what Griffith did to Casca, that is the definition of, okay, you're not a Lani villain. So it's like, those are just like, that's just one of my personal, like, just hard nose. So that's why I'm just like,
give Furuta Rize.
Yeah, but at the same time, it did not happen. So it's just like, I can't.
Yeah, no, he just incubated her and harvested her instead.
He didn't do that though. He didn't do the one thing though. So that's why I'm just saying. It's like,
hey, I mean, we're splitting hairs. That's fine.
It is splitting hairs, but
Kira. So Kira's the last person we haven't talked about. Yoshikage Kira. So
Kira's a serial killer.
Let me talk about
it. So he was a serial killer.
And he's into feet. Like he just
he's in the hand. He was in the hands.
Hands. I'm sorry, he's in the hands. What do we
my problem with him is not only was he just killing people wantonly, where he could just be walking home and get a homicidal impulse, and he'll pick a random woman. So you could be a woman, you're just automatically not safe by default. He also thought that fate was on his side, and he was chosen to do this. He believed that what he was doing was okay because fate and luck were on his side, and that every obstacle will be handled because fate and luck were on his side.
Low-key, fate was on his side for a lot of shit. Yo, he was a really lucky ass nigga. He was a lucky ass nigga.
When he awakened his stand power, like the second part of the power,
Bites the dust. Yeah,
it was like,
broken for no reason.
Nah, Kira is. So it's a different type of like villainy because
he shouts Tucker insane with motivation. That's the problem.
Yeah, and he appears normal, which is the worst part. He appears normal. That is the worst kind of.
Girls think that he's good looking.
They like him. They just think he's some handsome, pretty boy, and then he'll consciously do things to not stand out. Like he'll never be at the top of a competition. Like he'll never try his hardest. He'll always try to keep that facade of being a normal person just so he can kill people.
Which is fucking phenomenal, by the way. That is so fucking.
You're crazy.
Yo, it is. You can't tell me it's not.
So I mean, that begs the question: like, what is more evil? Which is definitely goes into more of a philosophical lens, like the person who's more psychopathy evil in the sense versus someone who just does what he does, but he doesn't kind of go to the extra level based off some insane notion in his head. So, like, what is worse? I mean, I feel like personally, I don't know who I would say is more evil right off the bat, but I feel like the worst person to deal with is one who appears normal and has an insane notion in his head that he believes.
I mean, he's hard to deal with, but he's still
the worst person. No, I'm not talking like capture. No, I'm like to deal with in general.
Oh, yeah.
You wanting to know if you're evil, I want to know if you're evil. Yeah. If I don't know you're evil,
you could say that about a lot of things. Like if someone starts a fight with me and Miles. Miles looks a lot more intimidating than me, but next thing you know, like I'm up in the air, ready to
W or
give a drop
Miles.
kick that they don't know about. Not that Miles can't fight, but it's just like because how do I explain this without sounding like a dickhead? So since I was a kid, funny evil story.
Funny evil story.
Funny
evil
story.
So my dad and my dad's a big martial artist, and he's been putting me in martial arts since I was very young. But I'm still skinny, but I was super skinny, and I was a year younger because I skipped a grade because I'm a fucking genius. So my sadistic ass, I always took pleasure in proving people wrong and like being as weak. And so especially when I was like, because I started psychology classes early too. So like if I don't respect you, or sometimes I do it just to troll people. I try to act like I'm cowardly around people. I try to talk with like a lower voice and stuff like that. I try to like make my shoulders look like I'm more like intimidated by people because I like to invite problems. I do. I like to invite toxicity. So like I kind of like try to do things where it's like, oh, I like to give off the impression that I'm like a weakling, that I'm a scaredy cat, that I'm a pussy sometimes, just so in case if you try me, I can like turn the fuck up. So I have an excuse to turn the fuck up and prove you wrong and like kind of like haha in your face. So it's like if me and Miles are like hanging out and some drunk niggas try to fuck with us, or if I see some niggas at a bar, I might intentionally just like I'm like, oh sorry, like I might bump into like, oh my god, I'm so sorry, yada yada. In my head, I'm like, oh pussy ass nigga, please press me. So like that to me is like what Kira does. Like he tries to act normal, he tries to act less dangerous than he actually is because he takes a pleasure in it. That I respect because I also like I connect with that.
Well, we know what if Lani starts bumming into people at his bachelor party. We know what's
Hell
happening.
yeah, I'm leaving. I'm like, nah, Lonnie, get out of here, bro. I'm not trying to get random beefs for no reason.
Because Lonnie's out here trying to put somebody in a chokehold.
Like, oh my god, did I spill my drink on you? I'm so sorry. Like, oh, Lonnie's about to hit something.
Yeah, now every time Lonnie gets a fight, I would have to automatically assume it's Lonnie's fault. It's his fault. He started it.
90% of the time it is. 90% of the time it is.
Oh man. All right. Well, it seems like we got our list. So
I'm mad Dio wasn't on here. I'm mad Blackbeard and Sukuna weren't on here.
I don't think Blackbeard that evil.
He really.
I think
Sukuna should have been on here.
Well, we could Sukuna on this one would be very interesting. Blackbeard,
Madara, even though he's not that evil.
Yeah, I think Madara wouldn't. I feel like Chisaki is more evil than Madara. Yeah. Madara is just skill. Chisaki would do some crazy stuff in his ambition, similar to Madara.
Yeah, I don't think Madara is as. I think he's more like he's like dark gray to me. He's not evil to me. Like he's just
now Hedon. Are we talking?
Hedon's
absolutely evil.
He's not evil either. He just worships his god, man.
Yeah.
And Makima's not super evil to me either.
God is always right, man. Come on.
God is always right.
I know that just pissed random off, but Makima's not that evil to me.
Just a bit, but the fact that you completely just don't even take into account Denji's mental state.
Makima's evil.
She's evil. She's evil, but she's not no super evil.
Random, don't fall for trap card.
Yeah, don't concede.
I mean, fall for the trap if you want to. Random.
It like the fact that you just think that after you've seen everything she's done in the story, and then your excuse like, well, it's in her nature. What the fuck does that mean?
I'm sorry. Is she a devil? Is she a control devil? What do you want her to do? Do you want her to like just direct traffic? Do you want her to like just tell?
So Sukuna's evil in his nature, right?
Who?
Sukuna's evil in his nature too, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I'm just making sure.
Yeah. Well, I'm saying if you're a devil and you're a control devil. Are we mad that she manipulated a nigga? No, that's what she's supposed to do. What the fuck that's what she's supposed to do. So yeah, she's evil, but at the same time,
this goes such a bad state.
This is going back to the Mahito isn't evil.
If you are a control devil and your purpose is to control people, are we that mad that she gaslit a nigga? Because I'm sorry, did she really besides the killing, what she did to Denji, yes or no? Have we not all had an ex that like gaslit us and manipulated us just like Makima did?
No.
I don't get gaslit and manipulated. I'm too smart.
What are we talking about?
Okay.
So we know you so you're telling how do you look at everything Makima's done and say she's not that evil?
She's evil, but I'm not putting her in like on this list, a tier of evil.
She's not higher than Chisaki?
I think she is.
She for sure is higher than Chisaki.
Yeah.
She's higher than Shao Tucker too.
Shao Tucker as well.
Yes.
She might be higher than Kira too. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh, so she's at the bottom of this list. That's fine. Yeah, she can be 9 or 10, whatever.
I don't know. I'm still feeling some type of way for what she did to my girl Power, man.
Yeah. No. Power, unforgivable. I had to put it down for like a day. Power, unforgivable. I'm sorry. What she did to Denji, I'm sorry. That just gives off toxic female. We all know toxic females that manipulate guys all the fucking time. It's not that deep. It's not that serious.
The fact
Lonnie's
that
hanging around
she's
the wrong
toxic
crowd, man.
female. It's the fact that the boy she's being toxic to literally doesn't. You keep saying because he doesn't know any better. That's why they give you Denji's mental state.
Okay, what 16, 17-year-old boy knows better? Like, really? Really?
Most 16, 17-year-old boys have way more social interaction, way more than Denji does.
And they would still grab her boob just like
They don't.
he did.
She literally grabs his hand to put it on her.
Oh my
That's
god.
what she does.
And that was one of the best moments of his life, yes or no?
What do we
my
know? It's
God.
literally
Uh,
not.
It literally is.
I'm letting
Breathe
this
it
go.
in.
I'm letting
Literally
this go.
is.
This is so dumb.
This is
Don't
a
fall for the
Patreon
trap
conversation.
card, bro.
Patreon
A
conversation.
different
No argument.
conversation. But,
Random. I've been rooting for you.
I'm letting this down, man. I'm just
Root for him
letting
all you want, but
He been doing good. He been doing good.
Oh, for sure. He's calm, cool, and collected.
Come on, man.
Before we move on to the gauntlet, just to reiterate.
side note,
I
if we taxing Makima, we have to tax Roxy too. I'm just saying, but whatever.
Don't-
No.
Don't-
I'm
don't-
not doing it. I'm not doing it. I'm not
let's
doing it.
talk about it.
No,
Let's talk
no,
about it.
We can talk. We can talk. But
Yeah.
nah.
We can talk about it, but you're wrong.
No,
Roxy
you're
from
wrong.
Jobless Reincarnation.
We can.
Did I miss
he's
something?
wrong.
No.
I mean, she
No.
marries Rudius. She met him when he was 3. That's all I gotta say.
Oh, we go back to the weird case stuff. Let's move
Yeah,
on.
yeah. We all talk about weird
Yeah,
cases.
Let's move on.
We got it.
Let's move on. All right, so let me do this real quick.
She's 40.
So
bro.
this is our hold on. So this is our ranking of the most evil characters in anime. We were given characters to rank, and this is our rankings for them, for the most evil to the least evil. Number 1 was Frieza. Number 2 was Johan. Number 3 was Bone Druid. Number 4 was Griffith. Number 5 was Furuta from Tokyo Ghoul. Number 6 was Doflamingo. 7 Aizen. 8 Kira from JoJo's. 9 Shao Tucker. And 10 Chisaki from My Hero Academia. Let us know if we got it right, or do you think there's other characters on this list that is more evil than another? So let's go right into the gauntlet.
The gauntlet.
Let's dive.
Alrighty. So
Well,
what's going
hold
on, y'all?
Hold on.
Oh.
Gotta let your theme music hit first, Miles.
Yes, Thursky. So we're back with another gauntlet. We got a pretty interesting one for the boys today. We're doing the best anime beatdowns, Gone versus Pito edition. You guys can rate this however you like. How good the beatdown was, the impact to the story. I'm letting y'all pick the criteria here. The first one we got, Gone versus Pito, or Levi versus the Beast Titan.
Oh, we got a heater right off the bat.
I mean, Levi was cooking, man.
He was.
Levi wrecked him.
Levi was cooking.
I would
I
feel weird.
will- So my pick is Gon and Pito. And the reason why I say Gon and Pito is because at the very least, Levi and the Beast Titan, we had the idea that if Levi got his hands on him, he was going to beat the crap out of him. Gon, we had no idea what he was about to do to Pito. Because initially, Pito cooked Kite, his master. So the fact that we saw Gon, what he did, the level he obtained, I'm going to have to go Gon and Pito.
Random.
I'm going Levi and the Beast Titan, but I'm good either way. He like the minute you saw like Miles, anybody took the minute Levi got close enough, it was raps.
It was bad.
Absolute raps.
Just the whole reaction when Levi pulled up on him and he immediately has a flashback. of them telling him about him, it brings it all together. He got
Question.
destroyed.
This man
Question.
beat him with his arm, bro.
When we're answering this, are we putting Aaron's speech into account, or are we just putting the Levi?
I think just the action itself. That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, just the beatdown.
Just the
Yeah,
beatdown.
'cause if it's just the beatdown itself, then yeah, I got Gon versus Pito because
I got gone.
yeah, I'm sorry, like because I'm also thinking about the whole the speech, not the speech, the whole crash out, him punching the ground, crying, all that, and then he's like, "Oh, I'll give up everything. I'll give up everything just so I could kill this one nigga. Like, no matter what, I don't care what happens to me, but you going down, you're not living through this." To me, that was like it's like the ultimate anime crash out. So yeah, I gotta go Gon.
Yeah, I'm going as well because literally from that picture that's up there, the fact that he took his broken hand just to throw it at her at that point, that's an angry person.
Facts.
Question,
Man,
real
man.
quick: how long did Kite know Gon know Kite for?
So there's an inconsistency there because the manga implies they knew each other for a little bit and he might have even met him before, but it doesn't quite make sense.
Yeah, the even the two Hunter x Hunter animes, one has him meeting Kite and one doesn't in the beginning. Yeah.
So
Because it didn't really seem like they knew each other for that long.
for him to go that hard, right?
Yeah, for him to go that crazy. That's what kind of took me back in like the 2011 version. It was like, you knew this nigga a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
what? Why are you going this crazy? Like, if this was Killua, I would understand. I'd be cheering for it. But it's just like, you knew this nigga for like 5 minutes. Like, what are you doing?
Yeah, that's why I said Gon don't make sense to me sometimes. But all right. Also for the Gauntlet moving forward, I think this will make it easier to edit. Miles will say his, and then one of us volunteer. We'll pick our answer, give an explanation, and then I'll put the image up, and then the rest of us can talk about it.
Bet. So our next one is going to be, so we got Gon versus Pito or Midoriya versus Muscular, their first encounter. The 1,000,000% Detroit Smash scene.
As much as I didn't like Deku, I grew to appreciate him. That one moment might be like my favorite moment in all of My Hero. It really might be. It's definitely in my top 2 or 3. Because I like people that like, I always love moments where people push past their limits, and him like putting just everything on the line for that one kid, showing him like, yo, this is what a hero really is, and him like just going past everything, like that was like, and like you saw like some like real aggression from him, because usually like when Deku fights, it's not like with like a intent to like really hurt or like intent to like really be like going at them, but he was like, yo, I'm gonna fuck this dude up. So I was just like, yeah, like he had a little grudge to him. Like, I was just like, yeah. So that to me is like one of my favorite My Hero moments. So I have to go with that.
For me, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. I was gonna say, for me, I still have Gon versus Pito. Giving up your entire character that you've built up, like Gon was always this morally, child, like this happy kid, and after Kite died, like he completely gave up on everything that we've built him up to be. He was solely focused on either saving Kite or she's dead. He completely just ignored Killua, his best friend, the one that tried to bring him back. Like, he wasn't hearing nothing. He had tunnel vision, blinders on. Is either you save him or you die. And when unfortunately Kite couldn't be saved, he knew what he had to do. So I got Kite and Pito. I mean, I got Gon and Pito.
Yeah, I got going Pito too. I think just the build up of Muscular and Deku didn't really hit for me. I wasn't even really a fan of that arc, I'm not gonna lie. But I think it was cool for what it was. But the moment, 1,000,000% was a meme for a long time. So, shout out. Shout out that though. So yeah, I got going Pito. Brandon, what you got?
I'm going in Pito as well.
So this next one, go ahead, Random.
No, my own thing was like I just realized that arc has a little Land of Wavy with the what's the kid's name with the horn that punches Deku when they first meet? Coda.
Yeah,
little Land of Wavy in that arc. Little bit of some things transfer over.
He's seeing the Naruto comparison now.
This is gonna be Random's new thing, man. He's gonna point out all the Naruto and all of these series, man.
Hey, I was like, hey, man, what's
Nasty
going on here?
dude, man.
Naruto like that, man.
You might reread or rewatch Black Clover. Be like, well, wait a minute, wait.
You just go disrespect Rock Lee like this? Let me stop.
So, up next, Gon versus Pito, and this one is special in my heart. We just got an episode this last Saturday on it. It's gonna be Shanks versus Captain Kidd.
Miles, you enter this one.
Oh man,
It's 5 seconds. That's a 5-second fight, Miles.
it's gone, but my nigga Kid, I hate it had to be him, bro. Oh my god. But it's definitely gone though. It's definitely gone versus Pito for me.
Oh, question, because Miles, because me and Random were in an Xbox party earlier today with someone that I feel like at the Bachelor trip you're gonna have epic One Piece arguments with.
Okay.
He was saying that he thinks Kid is dead. Do you think Kid's dead? Because I don't think it's good if Kid's dead.
I don't either. So I'm gonna give you my real answer, and I'm gonna give you my fanboy headcanon.
Chat.
Yo, Okay, me being honest, I think Kid is dead, and I think Oda is using Kid to have an example of what it looks like when you're one, not only reckless, but two, what it will look like when you have all of the potential, but no one to help you sharpen that sword. Now, my headcanon is that nigga gonna come back at Elbaf. He gonna have his Conqueror's hockey. He gonna be that nigga. But it's not gonna happen. I really do think he's finished. I think by the way that Oda stylized it with him being destroyed versus what Law is said defeated in other pirate crews in the past, it may say defeated or annihilated or something like that. Oda made a point for it to say destroyed. His crew's gone. The poneglyphs are also gone. I think Kid's journey is over, even if he was alive. I couldn't see him come back into the story for any capacity except being an engineer in part to make an ancient weapon. Other than that, I see no purpose for him in the story, and I see no reason for him to come back. But Kid is my nigga. I hate it had to be him. I hope he comes back. I feel like Oda would have wasted a lot of potential with that character when we know his skill set. And I also like his character. He's kind of like Luffy. He's a little bit more brash, but he also cares for his homies, and he just wants to be the best. I would have loved to see more, but I think he's done. For sure.
Yeah. I'm low-key scared for this bachelor trip because Jones, he's had conversations with Riddell and J-Rob. I think low-key kind of won them both, in my opinion.
I don't remember talking to him once.
Now look at Riddell.
It was a Discord. It was a Discord. It was a while ago. It was months ago. No, but he in terms
what
of
was the conversation about? Because I
lose.
Oh, I don't lose, nah. But what was the conversation about? Nah, what was the conversation about? I'm telling you, because I have no reason to lie. I have no idea what you're talking about. What was
this was like months ago. I honestly don't remember the conversation. I just remember Jones popping off. I remember J-Rob did like agree with him to his point, whatever they were arguing about. But like in terms of, like the reason why I read One Piece is because of Jones. And like Miles is the only one that I know that is as knowledgeable in One Piece as Miles. But the thing is, Jones loves Zoro to death, and Miles hates that nigga. So I know late at night, because we're probably gonna have to make some clips, like late night BSS clips on this bachelor trip. They're gonna be going at it, and it's gonna be pure cinema. So I can't wait for that. But low key, you could ask Random because he was in the party. Miles just said the exact same thing that Jones said. So just a lot more toxic, but he basically said the same shit.
There was a lot of Captain Kidd discussion in that party, and I was like, all right, it ain't no good that my boy got beat in 5 seconds though.
He was also downplaying him versus Kid, what Kid did against Big Mom, which I didn't like.
But since you brought it up, I'm gonna finish the story. Kid, I know I put him in the gauntlet. He did get one-shotted. Motherfuckers are being so disingenuous on the context behind why that happened. Not only did Shanks see mad far into the future, he intercepted him while he was charging a big ass attack. Kid couldn't move, he couldn't react, he couldn't do shit but get hit because he didn't expect Shanks to pull up. My headcanon tells me if Shanks wasn't charging damn Punk, man, we're not getting one shot at Kid is taking that W. What are we talking about, man? It's Captain Kidd. Come on.
I respect it. I respect it. You know, I respect the agenda. You know, hey man, Kid just didn't know the levels. He wasn't on that level. You know
Kid is a bum. Must be real.
Get future sight. You know what I'm saying?
Dang.
Okay.
Damn.
Who y'all got? Or is that just for me? That was my personal one.
Yeah, I can't put a 5-second one shot against the Gon fight. I can't do it.
Yeah.
Fair. We got two more. So next we got Gon versus Pito, and Lani's gonna like that one. Vasto Lorde Ichigo versus Ulquiorra.
I'm sorry, Vastalode versus Ulquiorra. I can't wait. I literally can't wait until I really want you to stream it random when you get to that fight because Ulquiorra is probably my favorite Bleach character, but Vastalode Ichigo is one of the greatest transformations ever to me. I was just like, yo, it's just a peak transformation, and it's just Himothy versus Himothy, and like the shading of that fight. And like the graphics on that fight was ahead of its time because like what happened back in like 2014. Well, if you kind of look at the shading, it's like a lot similar to how like the Maruaga versus Sukuna fight is in terms of like the dark panels, the way that they were angling the bodies and stuff like that. I feel like they took a lot of inspiration from that fight, and yeah, that fight is just peak to me. Ulquiorra is him. It's a 10 out of 10. Okay, so I can never go against. I can never go against that fight. It's not the best fight, but it's like probably in my top 3 favorite fights. So,
yeah, where Lani lost me is when he said it was Himothy versus Himothy. No, it was Himothy versus. I'm not gonna say what I'm about to say.
You got something to say about Ulquiorra?
Oh, he wasn't Himothy in this fight.
He got dog walk.
Straight dog walk.
Bro, was Basto Lord
anytime you put your hands on his face, you're cooked. Anytime you get palmed, you're cooked. It's done.
He's whooping anybody but Vasto Lord because he was whooping Ichigo in the fight before he got the transformation.
That's not what we talk about. We talk about Vasto Lord.
That's right. We're right here. We are right here.
Don't because you're being nasty. That's the tail end of the whole fight because Ulquiorra was whooping his ass that whole fight. So I don't want to hear.
And then he fucked around and found out. So
that's not even, technically that's not even Ichigo. He didn't really lose to Ichigo. He lost the white. Let's be for real. He lost the white. He put a hole in that man's chest. He put a hole in Ichigo's chest. He beat Ichigo. He lost the white. That's the difference.
We know who white is.
Yeah. Not Ichigo.
You know what? And I know what? And you know what? He probably wished he didn't. Because he got washed.
Hey, yeah, give me Ichigo versus Ulquiorra. Similar to the Gon and Pito situation where like we didn't expect Gon to like do what he did against Pito. It was at least building up to it. They were not building up. This just happened. Like Ichigo died for a second. It was like, oh fuck, how are they gonna get? Oh, and then I'm be honest, they didn't even really lead up to this transformation. This shit just appeared, and we all said, I don't care. Do what you gotta do.
Low-key was an asshole. Low-key was an asshole.
Low-key it was.
Yo, we don't gotta talk about it.
There's no reason for this to happen.
We don't gotta talk about it. Yeah, give me Ulquiorra versus Ichigo. He cooked, man. He cooked, bro. That shit was fire.
Santo?
Yeah, it's a sweep. It's Ulquiorra and Ichigo. I mean, from Orihime starting to, really feel for Ulquiorra, and then we just saw Ichigo die, and just the chat just came out. Like it's not even close to me.
If y'all read Ulquiorra's backstory, like my God, that is like the worst existence you can ever. Like he can't feel, taste, sense, hear, see anything. That was his whole existence He can't do nothing.
What the
He couldn't do nothing until Isaac found this thing. He was just existing. Oh my god.
Alrighty. And then we got our final one. Gon versus Ichigo versus Mustang and Envy.
Ooh, let Random go first since he wasn't able to answer the last one.
I mean, I'm always gonna say, ooh, Mustang versus Envy just felt good. It just felt good. I was like, nah. Go ahead, get yourself a new pair of gloves and go back in it one more time. No Diddy. So I'm just like, it just felt good. So you know what? Just because of how it felt when I saw it, Mustang versus Envy.
You know, this is tough. Because they both wronged them bad. They both wronged them bad. Oh man, and they both like were angry as hell too. Oh, this is very similar. We've never seen them this angry for both situations. Okay, so this is where I'll lead to Mustang and Envy. Envy was scared. At least Pito was fighting back. Envy was shook, and this is the same Envy throughout the series that was like talking crap about humans, thinking that he's better than humans. All humans are scum.
So did Pito.
Yeah, but the point is, Pito was fighting back. Envy was scared of Mustang, like frightened to its core. So the fact that was happening, like Envy was running away. Envy tried to trick him with Riza, and Mustang wasn't having it, bro. I'm gonna have to give it to that fear. He put fear in Envy's heart, and that's how much of a beatdown it was. So give me.
Gon definitely put fear in Pito's heart. Like we literally see him / her, whatever. I think Pito's technically a guy. We see Pito like literally shake and scared. It's like, yo, I can't let this person get to my master. I can't. Like, there's no like Pito knew like there's no way of beating him, but I can't let him get to the king. But they were like, you literally like he was like literally like shaking and like sweating their ass off for a while.
Yeah,
So,
there was concern, sure, but
concern. Nigga was scared.
Yeah, but again, Pito was fighting back, and Pito was going to fight to the end because she was doing it for this king, Miriam. Envy wanted to run away. Envy didn't want to fight Mustang. He wanted to run away. He just couldn't get away from Mustang.
Envy killed himself after that fight.
Facts.
Killed himself.
That was his 13th reason.
Hey, he want that.
Yeah, I got the Mustang beat down. I got that. I got Mustang beat down as well. I mean, I see what you're saying, Lani, but Pito like literally was already in the mindset, I'm gonna sacrifice myself for the king. That visceral rage from Mustang is peak. Like you felt every snap, every burn. Literally, like Envy wanted no part of that. No,
I agree. After every explosion, I was like, again. So,
hey man, shout out Mustang, man. One of the best characters of all time. Stand by that. Love Mustang. He's an inspiration for one of the characters in my light novel too. So, Mustang's that guy.
Mustang.
So we basically went through everything. I guess a little after show point. I think an after show like topic before we wrap things up. I think it's always best if they're like not necessarily anime related, just so we can touch upon a few things. So I brought to the table this idea.
Well, real quick, because before people start realizing that we're wrapping up, me and Miles, I think we were supposed to do it early in the show during the news section. I just forgot. We have 2 announcements for the community.
All right, yeah, go for it.
Okay, so I'll do the first one if you want to do the second one, Miles.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so in the upcoming weeks, we have some people already, but like we're gonna have a few more spots available. We're gonna be having a fairy tale draft for the community, so it's gonna be best guilds. Good luck, because I feel like I don't lose. Also, I think my girl's a fairy tale fanatic, so I doubt I'll be able to beat her, but we'll see. But yeah, so we're gonna do fairy tale draft like how we did the Blue Lock and One Piece community draft. So if you want in, message me or Miles. Just don't be annoying. Hopefully, I like you. And then we'll see who fills in the rest of the spots. Hey, I'm not a fair person. I have favoritism.
Yeah,
Also, money
members.
talks too. Money talks too. So like, money
Yeah.
talks everything over here. We villains over here.
If you're a member in the Discord, you get priority.
Yeah, members do get priority. Members do get priority. But Brett also gets priority too. And I'm just letting you know.
This dude. And then after that, after this fairy tale draft, we're gonna also have another martial arts based draft where you can basically draft anybody from any anime and you make your own team of martial artists to fight everybody else's team.
Straight hands.
No powers.
Straight hands, no power, so everyone's on equal playing field. So you can pick anybody you want. Pick the best puncher and kicker you know, and let's make the best teams, y'all.
That
y'all should be picking a couple people from that Tekken anime. Let's keep it a stack. Y'all saw how
are you going
did
to
Tina?
like equalize
We
it?
banned those.
Because Baki, not Baki, Yushiro Hanma be causing earthquakes with his fist, man.
So I'm glad you mentioned it, Riddell, because I was thinking it. I was gonna ban Baki.
I'm not mad at that.
I was
Would
gonna
you
ban
do the same
Baki.
thing for Kengan?
I was gonna ban Kengan Ashura and all that as well too.
Ooh, you're banning
Just because they're based around martial arts already, and what we've seen them do with martial arts, they'd have an inherent advantage over everyone else. I want it to kind of be equalized to where someone can pick someone. I don't know why you'd pick him, but let's say you wanted to pick Aaron, maybe he'd be competitive depending on the setting he's in.
Let me throw another one out there then. Kenichi the Mightiest Disciple.
Okay. No actual martial arts anime people. I'll put it like that. So none of them.
Okay, gotcha. All right. That makes it way more interesting. I don't know.
Live One Piece reaction this week. If you mean the new episode, maybe I'll have to check my. All right, unless you're talking about the chapter. Yeah, Billy. I don't know if you mean the chapter because.
Oh, if you're talking about the chapter, so what we've seen from a little, I don't want to get into it because it's early.
Oh, but wait, the next anime episode is supposed to be Garp, I think.
Is it?
I think that's what the leaks are. So
That
if it's
shit
Garp,
overhyped.
hey, I might. Oh, you meant chapter, Billy Bob. So go ahead with what you were saying, Miles.
This is going to be a big chapter this week from the summaries we got, even though it was a little bit. Damn, I hate you making me get into this. I wanted to keep it under wraps, but yeah, this chapter is going to be a banger. I don't know if we're going to go live on TikTok or what we're going to do, but Lani, I want you there. We should cover this chapter. It's going to be a goodie.
All right, yeah, we'll figure out a time and we'll do it.
So Kai, are you saying that Saitama has powers?
Saitama does not have powers.
He does not have powers.
He had a limiter that was easier to break than everyone else's, but he does not have powers.
Does Garo have powers?
No.
Once I think once he becomes Cosmic Fear Garo, he does.
Well, yeah, once he gets touched by God, sure. But before
So
that, no.
when Garo makes portals and Saitama moves the portals, what do you?
I legitimately think legitimately think he can just kind of do it.
I want us to explain this gag character.
like he can do anything.
He
can do anything.
I don't. I'm just saying. I don't care. I don't care, to be honest. I'll just bring it up.
Superhuman strength is a power. I mean, sure. If you want to count it, because he's like nigh invulnerable, superhuman durability, all that stuff. Sure, but he doesn't have powers in the traditional sense. He just had a limiter that he broke through rigorous workout.
He can't fly. He ain't shooting laser beams out of his eyes. He's just beating your ass. That's
what to the moon is a power.
Facts.
I can't convince you, homie.
I'm still waiting on official date because it's my fault. It's not my fault. It's technically Taylor's fault for this whole romance thing. Her work's been kicking her butt. I'll explain it to you guys after stream. But a side note that I'm gonna let Randomore take the lead on / Santo. I do want to do a future isekai tier list or draft because after catching up on the light novels at the beginning after the end, my boy Arthur is officially multi-universal. So him versus Rudius is dead because that nigga can destroy galaxies.
No, bro.
Anyway.
No, Lani.
Don't fall for the trap.
You're not just going to slander and add.
I'm not slandering Rudius is strong, but he's not multi-universal.
We never said that. The one person I thought could have been a problem was odious and I was wrong. But let's not sit here and pretend Rudy is not even the strongest person in this verse because he doesn't need to be.
No, but I'll just say,
So he's multi-universal. Congratulations. That's not Rudy's path.
There's still one more volume coming out of the beginning after the end, and so low key, Arthur might end up being one of the strongest, or at least top 3 strongest isekai characters.
He's not beating Sid. Sid's magical Saitama.
But I'll send you some videos, and then I don't know how strong Sid actually is. So, but we'll talk off stream.
Magical Saitama, man.
Yeah. Oh, shout out NCAA for coming out. You know what I'm saying? Everybody's on that road right now. NCAA.
I don't trust it.
I've got it. I don't really know much about college football, so I don't know if I like it yet. So we'll see. We'll see what the word is.
I'll wait a couple weeks.
Nigga, what do you mean?
What do you mean? What?
It's football. What do you mean you don't know if you like it? It's just football.
Just pick.
Yeah, well, it's
pick
not
your University
football. Like when you do dynasty mode, like all the different mechanics of how to like recruit and the transfer portal. That's all
figure it out. Start getting to figure it out.
Yo,
I know. That's why I said I don't know if I like it yet. Like, what am I getting grilled for? I don't understand this. But yeah, we'll see. NCAA, shout out. I know people are trying to think of doing dynasties. I mean, I don't. Some people have been talking about it in the Discord. So if y'all want to do that, go in the Discord, talk about it. I know some people want to kind of make that, of course. Oh yeah, Random does need to start One Piece. He'll get there. He'll finish Naruto first.
Random, don't start One Piece because I'm giving you the treatment I gave my homie Dre. We're watching it every single fucking night against your will, and we're watching bare minimum 10 episodes. You're not getting. You're not getting off.
Will is crazy.
Yes,
I'd go Bleach first. Go Bleach first.
We finished it in 2.5 months. You can do the same.
Okay.
We watched it every fucking day.
All right.
That's a W. Yeah, that's a good idea.
Yeah, so I would go Bleach first.
Yeah,
I
would go Bleach. Well, no, actually, go One Piece because by the time you're finished with One Piece, Bleach's anime will be officially finished.
No, Core 4 is not gonna happen until like 2025.
They're gonna do a Core 4?
Damn,
I'm almost positive they're gonna do a Core 4.
Bro, they milking this shit.
Because I'm also the way Kubo's been talking, I think he's also gonna want to do the light novels, which are needed. Kind of. So
Disney, like hell yeah,
so
hell yeah.
I can definitely see a Core 4.
If they do the light novels, I'll be crazy. But I'm not. I'm believe it when I see it.
We talking about Shao Tucker getting that bread, Disney getting that.
I'll say this.
If they do this one,
if they do the light novels, because
what's that? That's Can't Figure Your Own World.
yes,
that shit gas.
100%.
Shout out
Bree. Of course, I'm biased for his saga.
Bleach did a great thing for Bleach Brave Souls because I used to play it like years ago. I don't play it anymore, but they actually adapted the light novel in the Bleach Brave Souls game, so you can kind of do the story mode for the game. For the light novel in the game, and it shows like pictures, shows the abilities and all that stuff. Obviously, it's more of like a phone version game, but the fact that you can see the story in this way, like you could see pictures and stuff. Hey, Brave
you get to see like the light novel people's powers and everything like that.
Yeah, you get to see all of that. That's
the thing is, Kubo's a smart nigga. Like he really cares about his money. And Bleach Brave Souls for years has been one of the highest earning gacha mobile games, and so every month he's coming out with new designs, and he puts it in Bleach. He puts it in Brave Souls. Shinji's Bankai was in Brave Souls years before it's been in Bleach.
That's right.
Yorichi, you want to see what her Shinkai and Bankai look like? It's in Brave Souls. It's never gonna be in the manga. It's never gonna be in the anime, but it's in Brave Souls. So like he did a 4th year anniversary of Ichigo with all his powers combined in Brave Souls. Ichigo, if he was raised as a Quincy, in his powers in Brave Souls. Alternate Bankais for characters.
I got both those Ichigos, by the way. I'm just saying, you know.
Yeah,
I was really grinding.
Alternate Bankais that he designed, like original Bankais that he designed for like Kenpachi and other people are in Brave Souls. So it's like he's always cooking, he's always drawing, but he's just doing it to make more money. So he's a sly ass nigga. He ain't slick.
Brave Souls might be the best anime game. That or Dragon Ball Legends might be the best anime mobile game that exists. Right, in general. So shout out. Last thing I'm gonna put on the table, since we talking about being a villain, there's a villain in the music community that just dropped a crazy album. What y'all think about the death of Slim Shady, man?
Riddell unfortunately made me listen to this album against my will, but I'm joking. It was actually pretty good. I still don't fuck with Eminem. I still think Eminem whack as fuck, but this Eminem was good. This Eminem album was good. I give it an 8 out of 10. And he also left me with propaganda to push because JID left him on a song. But outside of that, good album.
So I re-listened to it like twice, and then I re-listened to the Fuel. I think Eminem and Jid are tied in that song. After re-listening to it like 2 more times,
Of course,
I got them tied. Hey man, after like Eminem really cooked. I didn't really hear it the first time, but then I listened to it a second and third time. Eminem really cooked in his verse after Jid. Also, saying it's mid is crazy. I need you to lock in, Billy Bob. I need you to lock in.
Nah, Billy, it's actually good, man. I know it's not Drizzy Drake, man. I know it's not Drake, but it's really good.
Facts.
For me, the album is pretty solid. It's to me, it's a lot of it's hard. It's a hard listen in the car with the content that he's spilling, the lyrics that he's spilling. And I'm just being honest. I give it a 7.5 out of 10. It has great hooks. Beat selection, I'm actually pretty surprised that he did pretty good. I told you guys that Fuel was great. That's the one that I'm gonna repeat. Filipino Spanish man.
Apparently he was talking in Filipino, not Spanish. He was talking in Filipino.
Get him out of here. Ridiculous.
I mean, if he's talking in his native language and not your native language, then he's good.
Trash. But yeah, to me, it doesn't have, at least for me personally, I don't think it has a lot of replayability. It's a great, solid first listen, in my opinion. But I mean, it's a Slim Shady project. Like that to me has always been my issue with Eminem. I don't think his songs have a lot of replayability.
We just have different tastes. I mean, I'm gonna be honest, and this will be interesting to bring up because I don't really have an all time because I didn't really listen to Tupac. I listened to a few songs. I didn't really listen to Biggie. I've listened to a few songs. My top 5, Eminem would be on it. I'm gonna be straight up. It would be Eminem, Kendrick, Lil Wayne. Yo, Drake be.
Y'all have a good night, fellas.
No. I'm not putting Drake there.
Y'all take
not
it
putting
easy,
Drake
man.
there. But Drake.
He's hey man, it's been real.
I'm not putting him there. But Drake recently has been pissing me off, so he's not on my top 5 anymore.
Are we talking artists or MCs?
The music I like to listen to. That's what I'm just talking about. Music I like to listen to.
Just a quick thing.
Did I say Juice WRLD?
Conversation.
I don't care. Juice WRLD's in my top 5. I don't care what nobody says. And
I low-key respect that.
Man's don't got no Kanye West in that top 5.
Oh, Kanye. I knew I was forgetting. Kanye's in the top 5. Kanye. So Kanye, Lil Wayne, Kendrick, and Juice WRLD.
I'm not saying my top 5, but real quick before we end it, random. Have you read the latest Chainsaw Man chapter?
Yes.
Because I think the next chapter is probably going to be the best chapter in all of part 2.
Chainsaw Man's about to cook, man.
Chainsaw Man, he's about to go crazy. He's about to go stupid because they just summoned all the special forces from the devil units and stuff like that, and he's about to kill everybody. And I can't wait. We're probably gonna get some part 1 energy.
I was so happy that he was able to kill that one cat before everything went. I'm like, yeah, get that nigga out of here because fuck that dude.
I did not put Juice WRLD over Kanye. I just named. There was no order behind my top 5.
You probably should have led with that.
You probably should
have led with that.
I wasn't really I was just saying names. I didn't go number 1 is not. I didn't.
You also said M1. You said M and you had the number 1.
I said M is in the top 5. Also,
I was like, wait a minute.
There's no way my top 5 is one of the worst top 5. You were over exaggerating, Billy Bob. How about that? Miles,
he loves
Drake.
No. My boy Juice.
I don't got nothing to say about Juice WRLD.
Okay. Can I just say one thing? I'm all for giving flowers. Miles, what you guys did in that Ox battle, I was so happy.
Oh yeah,
When
that shit was fire.
when that Charlie Wilson came on, I lost my shit. I was like, okay, I'm so glad that we have music heads here. And I just wanted to say, bro, I appreciate it.
The applause.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We looking for more smoke. If anybody has more smoke, we looking for it. I don't think we can be beat. I got the best 5 out there. We diverse. Our bag is crazy fucking deep, and we always like putting on a show. So if anybody thinks they know more music, step up. You're gonna lose.
Fair, yo, they definitely cooked. When what they put on the Keisha Cole song, I was like, okay, you got it.
Bro.
When you put that on, I was like, you got it. You got you. I'm not gonna lie, Damo and his crew, y'all need a lock in.
They weren't ready.
Y'all need a lock in.
They were definitely not ready. Damo was arguing with his own team the whole time.
Oh man, bro. I bet he said, oh, okay. Just Listen said, I'll take y'all 1v5. All right. Sosa, top 3. Oh, okay. Lonnie's not gonna give his top 5. What about the rest of y'all? Y'all, what are y'all top 5? Top 5 right now, not like all time. I don't care about that. Just who your 5 favorite artists to listen to.
Oh, right now?
In general.
Ken Carson, Playboy Cardi, Lucky, The Weeknd. There's this band that's called Men I Trust. Those are my top 5.
I need to tap in Ken Carson. I've been listening a lot and playing in Ken Carson.
So I have Brent Faiyaz, Giveon,
okay,
Cardi. I find myself listening to.
I'm the toxic nigga. This nigga said Brent Faiyaz and Giveon off the bat.
Yeah,
and Cardi.
I'm not the problem.
I'll say this.
He's the problem.
I'll say this, Miles. I find myself. I'm always like, damn. I listen to a lot of Cardi. I'm always surprised by how much I listen to him. Cardi. What's his name? Well, Kendrick. Because I've been going through his discography again, and the last one is.
I gotta say one thing real quick, random. I'm not gonna lie. If y'all don't like Cardi, this is all I could think of in my head. If you don't like Cardi, you're not getting no hoes. You don't got no bread in your pocket, and you don't have a driver's license. That's all.
Cardi's just put on an album and
They're not gonna like me, Miles. I don't. Okay, maybe I haven't listened to any like crazy Cardi bangers. Maybe I'm missing something, but I haven't heard Cardi. I'm like,
you don't even like Magnolia. That's the one most people know about Cardi. Magnolia's great. I think Magnolia's good before it is.
I like Magnolia, but I guess I need to listen more to Cardi because. All right, Miles, I want you to send me some stuff. And I'm like, all right, maybe I can lock in because I listen to Cardi. I'm not a fan. I'm not lying.
That's fine. No bag, no hoes, no license. That's it.
Oh yeah,
that's all we rap about.
That was my 5. Brent Faiyaz, Giveon, Cardi, Daniel Caesar, and Kendrick. That's my 5 that I'm listening to.
Great Toxicity, goddamn. But my current top 5 is Brent Faiyaz, Tory Lanez, The Weeknd. When it comes to working out,
the other day.
When it comes to working out, for some reason I listen to a lot of NBA YoungBoy while working out because of just aggression. And then it's good workout music.
But okay, is he in your top 5 though? Like really?
Well, in terms of like what I do daily, and so working out, like he just ends up being. He's not like my top 5 favorite artist, but in terms of like just workout music, he just tends to be like in that workout playlist. So I end up listening to him a lot, but he's not in my top 5. I'm just talking about who I listen to the most. So by default, because of working out, he's in there. But I still listen to a lot of Drake, unfortunately. And then 5.
They not like us.
Yeah, 5 is a toss up because I'm very different with my music. I like everything from I like everything but country. So it really depends on what mood I'm in because it might be some techno shit. It might be classical music. It could be Billie Eilish. It could be all types of shit. I like to say Billie Eilish to say Billie Eilish. I'm the only one that said Drake, Billy Bob. Fuck out of here.
Oh, I forgot. Billy Bob was the Drake guy.
I'm the only one that said Drake. Trying to come at me.
I listen to all kinds of music, so like, hey man, we could talk about the other people, but Santo, give it a top 5.
I'm the toxic nigga over here.
J. Cole's like top 10. But you go ahead.
No, J. Cole's good. Like, but he's not. I'm just not listening to him right now. Like,
Yeah, I'm
I
not.
don't know what you want me to tell you.
There are a few songs them that are always like in my weekly playlist. Like I don't know if y'all know the song "My Boy" with Wale. Like that's like one. That's just one of my J. Cole songs. Like I just fuck with that song heavy. So
yeah.
Oh, yo, Mystic, you my nigga. Mystic is my dude because you are tapped. You are tapped, my good sir. That you are tapped. You got to link up with me. Me and you gonna get along just for you posting that song lyric right there. You're tapped in. He's
I
tapped
just be
in.
styling. It's hard to sleep. Okay.
That's that new shit. He's tapped in. No, he's tapped in.
All right, Santo, give out. You got it.
For me, I would say Wayne, Chris Brown, Weekend. A singer called Iniko, I think is her name. I'm terrible with names, by the way. I listen to her a lot. And 5, Drake. Let's just throw Drake in there. I listen more to older music than the current stuff.
I gotta go back and listen to some Wale. Wale was heat.
Was he?
I loved Wale. Maybe because Mom's more the music guy, but I love this.
If Wale's personality wasn't what it is, he goes. But
more about nothing.
He's
that
annoying.
The mixtape is fire from back.
But you know what? Billy Bob been pissing me off, saying that how all our top 5s are ass. So just for that, I'm taking out Drake and I'm putting it back in Kendrick. Fuck you. But whatever.
Yeah, Billy Bob, drop your top 5. Also, you know,
Drake.
That's current. That's current. That's not all time, by the way.
That's not all time. That's just what I'm listening to right now.
I mean, I don't have an all-time list. Like, I don't really care about that stuff. I'm not gonna lie.
I got all-time list.
Friday, we're bringing back. I
want
want to bring back BSS radio. Let's get a little quarantine radio back in that mug.
Hey, man, we got bangers. Also, I definitely. Oh, we're gonna put this on the table too. You know, we might as well expose some people. We're after dark right now. Yo, 2 Chainz not it. I'm not gonna lie.
He asked.
That song with him. Oh my. Oh,
he asked.
That song with him and Em.
Wait, where do people rate 2 Chainz?
Dog.
He's not ranked high, but people see him as a respectable artist, and I don't think he was. I think he was good when he was Titty Boy, but I think everything after that, he would just say like weird, funny shit, and we were kids, so we would accept it. But he's ass. Like my bathtub the size of swimming pools, backstroke to my children room. That's ass. That's ass.
What the fuck was that?
That's what I'm saying. He's not a good rapper. He's not good.
Hey, he had that Hall of Fame music video that I would see all the time before going to school on like MTV Jams. All I want for my birthday is that was a great music video as a teenager. That was a great inspiration.
He legit made a song unlistenable, and there's a reason why Eminem had a bonus track called Kyrie and Luca. Eminem. Who told you to call this Kyrie and Luca in the first place? And it was so bad. I understand why it wasn't on the album, because 2 Chainz verse was terrible. It was not good.
Embarrassing. It's embarrassingly bad.
Yeah, that shit was not it, bro. That shit was not it, bro. But
that's crazy. That's crazy. You're overrating 2 Chainz. That's like saying that Ty Dolla $ign has great songs. He has like 2 great songs, in my opinion.
Yeah, he's not. Yeah,
he's just a great feature man, and that's okay. He's just a feature guy.
Oh, Billy Bob just dropped his Drake Pop Smoke, Von, Dirk,
King Von.
You have Dirk in your top 5?
We good,
Miss me with that.
God,
we good.
Are you 12?
So you listen to Smoke, Vaughn, and Dirk, and then Drake? Like what is the
something added up? Something added up, Billy.
What is the correlation here? Like,
because 4 of those make sense. 4 of those kind of go together, and then one's just.
We good on
we
that.
Appreciate you.
One's literally the token boy in that situation.
Yeah, one is pretending to be like the other guys. Oh my goodness!
You got a bunch of pit bulls hanging out with a chihuahua. Like, what do we do?
Pop Smoke is fire. I really like Pop Smoke. I didn't start listening to him until he died, though, unfortunately. But Pop Smoke is fire.
Who was the one artist that you thought was just gonna make it?
I thought Juice WRLD was gonna be the biggest artist in the world.
Thought he was gonna make it, and then what? He died or something? Like,
yeah, like who just, or maybe whether he died or he just fell off, or
Juice World.
Juice World.
Yeah, I thought he was gonna be the biggest artist on the planet, or one of the biggest artists on the planet.
He would be the number one like new artist, like Drake, obviously Kendrick and J. Cole. He'd be number one of like the new age.
I'm talking like stadium, like help selling out every single stadium and cons. Like,
I'll say this: I obviously listen to more rap. I listen to more R&B than rap now. But if whatever happened after Bryson Tiller dropped his first album, I still want to have answers for. When he dropped that album, it was everywhere. And then he just took a break, or he went somewhere and just lost all the momentum, like fresh new sound that nobody ever different. Go ahead.
He literally committed the ultimate sin as a toxic nigga. He fell in love.
That's what happened?
He fell in love. Yeah. He was chilling with his girl for a while. Just chilling, living life and being in love, not being toxic.
Man, we need that shit keep going, bro.
I got two because I would say you would say Juice, but I think it would be like a 1A 1B with him and Triple X. Like, I think they were there.
I agree.
And my second one, and it might be controversial or whatnot, Fetty Wap. That run that he had,
that living in Kansas City was crazy.
That run that Fetty Wap had,
he was making.
I was like, okay, he was going to be different, and then everything just imploded. Did you
see why he fell off the cliff? Because him and his people. So he was like helping his people, and then like I don't know the exact kind of verbatim story, but he was helping his people. A lot of shit went wrong, and then he started doing stupid stuff, and then it just went downhill. So the people around him basically caused him to like pitfall. That was a problem.
Designer's another one. I didn't think he was gonna be a superstar, but I thought he was gonna be bigger than what he ended up being.
Panda.
All right, but we going on 3.5 hours. We gotta wrap this up.
Panda. Hey man, shout out BSS After Dark. Trying to shake it up a little bit at the end, but we appreciate everybody, of course, who came to the show today. This was another banger of episode. Next week will be episode number 39, and I think we're gonna be having maybe like a most useless anime character tournament bracket, and we'll get really nasty. People like Krillin will be on there just so we can have the most toxic conversations possible. So,
and Ty's not here, but guys, I don't think Krillin's useless, but I will be acting so belligerent and so disingenuous. I will be lying my ass off. I will say everything I will just to get Ty triggered. So just ahead, if you're listening now, anything, almost 99% of what I say about Krillin next week will not be true, and I do not believe it. But I'm gonna be saying that shit anyways.
And same thing, I don't think Krillin is useless. I'm just supporting my brother Lani, but TN is whale feces tier bottom, just trash can juice. He is awful, terrible, useless. He could be written out of the story. We wouldn't care. His fit is trash. He's a bootleg monk. Get him out of here. It's awful.
Wait, you think his fit in Super is trash?
Trash. Everything about him is trash. He has two moments. Nonsense. He beats a kid and he holds a person.
He's like a monk, man. He's a monk. Trash. Hey, so just like usual, here's our link tree. Join the Discord if you haven't already. Be a part of the Discord. Be a part of what we got going on. And also
join the Villain Clan.
Yeah, we'll probably make some tiers called Heroes and Villains in due time. We'll talk about that, see what we want to do with that. But join, and then obviously you could get to be part of our survey where we say, "Yo, who do y'all want us to talk about?" So I'll probably put "Yo, who do you want us to talk about?" and then see what people are thinking. And of course, you guys can support the channel, but let me help you figure out how. Make sure you guys subscribe to the YouTube channel, and ping that notification bell so you never miss any bit of content that we make. And you're here for the podcast episodes every Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST. Also, leave us down a comment. We'll make sure to reply to every single one of your comments moving forward. If you have a question, we may even answer that question for a future podcast episode. And of course, make sure you guys rate the podcast 5 stars on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. Leave a review. Give us your thoughts. And again, we'll make sure to shout you out on a future episode. So we appreciate you, and back to the craziness that is probably going on the BSS.
I need my acolytes, y'all. I need my acolytes. So,
and that's what you listen to Lani. If you want to become a fellow villain, join the Discord and support what we got going on. Again, appreciate all the members to the YouTube channel. You guys have been doing a lot for us by supporting us, of course. We want to keep on doing bigger and better things. So keep on supporting us, of course. With that said, appreciate y'all. We'll be back next Tuesday, 9 p.m. EST. Y'all have a good one. Take care and peace.